listening to BleedTV, the only podcast today's best shows and movies. I'm Zack.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Cash.
And Game of Thrones?
I think I've heard of it.
I'm depressed.
The unfortunate finale.
The depression level is
possibly
extreme.
2-year gap. Like, let that one sink in.
Shut up. That's all I got to tell you is shut up. I don't want to hear that 2-year bullshit, okay?
Well, I mean, after like what I've heard, like, I mean, we're about to get 6 feature-length movies, so...
Well,
2
we better.
years is-
We better. That's all I got to say. Every
have
one
a
of them
lot.
bitches better be
Yeah.
80 minutes.
I mean, that was, I mean, I know we're going to get into our opinions of the episode, but that's probably my biggest surprise is how much there's still to wrap up.
Oh, my God.
I know it. I am really curious if 6 episodes is going to be enough to wrap it up.
Well, like you say, they're going to need to be, each one of them are going to need to be hour and a half episode.
Easy. And, like, how quickly 80 minutes flew by in this episode was...
No doubt, man.
Like, it was like I blinked my eyes and it was over. I was like, wait, what? We're done?
But how many times were y'all pausing it just to see how much time was left? Because you're like, wait a minute. Something's got to happen right now, right now.
I'll be honest, for the last 25 minutes of it, I was like, okay, we're going to get to the wall it's out today, you know? So, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Director, Podeswa, bringing it back, man, you know?
Well, the title, you know, The Dragon and the Wolf.
Dragon and the Wolf, yeah. That's a good title, you know, for multiple reasons.
But everybody was expecting it to be kind of a mix you up with this title.
Yeah.
Like you think what they're talking about is one thing. We all thought what was going to happen. But
And
you know, I
was.
figured it might be like a little flip though, and make it something else.
I mean, some people are like, could have been the wolf in the dragon.
Oh.
You know, or, you know.
You know, a few change a letter here or there over there.
Well, you got to think about it, not just because of the sexual aspect, but realistically, wolf in the dragon is also symbolism to, you know what I mean?
Oh, I
Who
guess
the
him being Targaryen.
Well, yeah, so I mean, you really
Wolf
think
and the
about
Dragon can also be Lyanna and Rhaegar.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean,
Well, no, that would be the Dragon and the Wolf.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like, I mean,
anyway, all right, let's do opinions. Okay, Cash, you can go first this time. We'll let you go back to.
an 11. Is that a thing? Like, if we're graded on a scale of 0 to 10, 100. Like, I love this. I mean, there's nitpicky thing that I'll be on, but that's all it is. I mean, I absolutely love this episode.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go because I know Zach's like chomping the bit to not like this episode. I loved it too. I mean, I was strangely surprised at a few things in this episode, which put it over the top for me.
Oh man, there was so many just like little things, little details and stuff, and then, but yeah, I mean, it was almost a perfect episode for me.
Meh. That's what I think.
How dare you? How dare you?
There was some.
You go work Eastwatch, you know, and we'll find you there.
I'm just being honest. There were so many little details. It's like nails on a chalkboard, man. Nails on the chalkboard. And part of it too is that just, you know, you go into a show with expectations, and that's what kills you. Is that you go into it expecting something and you don't get what you expected or what you wanted, and it kind of demeans the episode. And that happened to me a lot.
Sounds like a snowflake to me.
Yeah. You're telling me the season that was all about fan service didn't give you the fan service that you wanted? Like,
Well, I mean, not so much that. It's just, I don't know. I just didn't feel good about a lot of things, the way they wrapped or the way they went. You know what I mean? And it's just little details.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
looking forward
excited
to
to
tearing you
bash.
apart with
Exactly.
That's all right. That's hey, you know what? You were on your island last week. I guess I'm on my island. So there you go.
My island was justified. Yours.
You have lost your mind. Mr. Worst episode ever last week.
Oh, it was terrible.
Okay? Well,
As the guy on
people
the
agree
outside
with
of
me.
both these islands that's swimming nicely, I'd say they're both shitty.
Are you swimming? Are you swimming like Jamie?
Whoa.
Like, are you in a suit of Arbor?
whatever. The episode opens up with, just as they did with the preview, we get Grey Worm has made it back. We have with the largest Unsullied force I've ever seen on television.
Okay, so I Googled like how many people Daenerys had, how many Unsullied and everything, because this pissed me off. And so we started off with
So
around
here's detail number 1.
eight.
Okay.
Well, we started off with like 8,000. And they said through everything that we lost in Marine and everything, we only really lost 300 to 500 Unsullied.
I call absolute BS.
And then it was 8,000 fully grown Unsullied with the ones they were still training. And so there's legitimately that could be the real size of the Unsullied. I'm not saying I'm necessarily buying it, but through everything that they've done, it fits.
I mean, it looked like about like 8,000 people to me, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
I mean,
You put in the details of how many boats were burned when they were over there at Castle Rock. There wasn't enough boats there to have half the guys that they just now suddenly appeared. Not to mention how many were killed at Castle Rock. Not to mention how many were killed at Marine. I mean, we dogged that entire season about how many Unsullied were murdered, killed.
But we only saw them dying in like packs of 2 to 4.
That's the thing. We were getting upset how they were dying because they're supposed to be amazing fighters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not because there was so many of them dying. It was, oh, you're dying by these just random little
Ragtag
cutthroats.
things.
Here's the deal. If you looked at the first episode that showed the Unsullied when she's making the deal, one of the baddest episodes there ever.
Oh, yes.
Okay, like that. How many Unsullied were in that courtyard?
But not all of them were, because remember, she got all the kids that were trained to become Unsullied too.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, this is the largest amount of fully decorated Unsullied you've seen on film, and I just called BS. That's just me. The Dothraki showed up. That made total sense to me. I had no problem with that whatsoever. And I thought that was a pretty cool show up for us.
I mean, and fair. I was right there with you until I got on Google and Reddit, spent way too long on, Game of Thrones Reddit, because that's what happens when you go down that rabbit hole. And they put up a good argument for it.
I look at it like, we know the numbers they said because they said it in the episode. And then you forget also about when they come to Slaver's Bay. You remember when Dario is standing up front and cuts the dude's head off. You get to see the massive expanse of her force there as well.
Right.
So they've shown a massive amount, and they've also given us numbers.
Yes.
So it's like, whether or not it looks, I think it's kind of jarring because you don't see it in a full cast like that.
Until right now.
Until that time, and that's probably all it did was jar you for it. I was the same way. It seems like a lot of dudes, but also, I mean, unless you have a lot of dudes, it won't make any sense. This war would be useless.
I'm with you. I mean, continuity to me struggled. But anyway, I do like where it followed when we have Braun, who's up there, and they're calling him Lord. That was kind of...
And he appreciates it and stuff.
Yeah, and then, we have 500 barrels. You go, 500 more. I was like, oh, okay.
And then they see
whip that up together.
Yeah.
Pull it out of your ass,
And then they just go up and sees everybody's like, it doesn't matter. We're fucked.
I mean, here we go again, though. Excellent Braun episode.
Yes.
Excellent Braun episode. I mean, he nailed every time he was on the screen. But I love it when him and Jamie are up there and
when they BS together,
bantering against each other.
Oh, I mean, like when he just starts going, he's like, "Well, you wouldn't find me fighting if I have no cock." And I was sitting there, it's like, he makes a valiant point here. Like, why am I still fighting?
But I like what Jamie says. Like,
gold, baby.
Maybe it all just comes down to cocks. You know what I mean? It's just like, I love this writing. This is fantastic.
Yep.
Once again, another strong Jamie episode as well. So it's like, anytime you get the best written characters all on the screen in the same episode, I mean, that's
trading one-liners and stuff, and we get that a lot this episode.
Yeah, it's gold. There's no doubt about that. It does pan over and show the giant armada that Euron still has,
and our 4 dinky ships.
Yeah, it's just like why is Jon still sailing? Like, just get this man on anything.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I would have been terrified. On those boats.
There's no way I'm sailing into Euron's fleet.
Even though this is supposed to be a truce meeting, I'm like, yeah, I don't trust him at all.
No.
Because he's a maniac. So it's like, no.
Yeah, I mean, he could essentially just end this because the only person left is Danny.
Danny was the only one that wasn't on these damn boats.
Yeah, I mean, that's a terrible game plan. Sailing.
Yeah, I agree. But you could look at it as if you did attack him, she'd just come in here and nuke this place. All right, I've tried to be civil.
That
you bitches are burning.
That visual line steppers.
Yeah. Doesn't make me feel any better if I'm on that boat. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, we appreciate it from the grave, Danny.
Yeah.
At least maybe we'll burned so we won't come back.
Yeah. Well, like John's the only one that lives because he can no longer be burnt now that he's a Targaryen. It's like,
well, I don't know about that. False.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Womp, womp.
But how about 1 million people being in King's Landing? How about just 1 million people in Westeros, period? That's a lot of people.
They made King's Landing the New York City,
Yeah.
the Manhattan
Like,
of Westeros. You know what I
I'm
mean?
with John here. It's like, that's disgusting. Who would want to live like that? Like, I don't.
But I love Tyrion, though. The brothels are far superior.
Take my word for it. It was just like,
Yeah.
okay, Tyrion. Like, if there's one thing I can trust you
Well,
on.
we have seen the northern brothels or
Hey.
the northern ladies. We had one.
If you
one
want to call,
solid choice,
you want to call them ladies, yeah.
the one solid choice left.
Yeah.
Like the first episode.
Dude, she went to King's Landing. She's like, Tyrion, let me follow you around.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she got a few arrows for her
Efforts.
bolts for her efforts. Yeah.
Yes. All right, so they're carrying in the precious cargo, and I love how they're Hound goes down there and kicks the box a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm going to be honest with y'all.
But
I
he's kinda
completely
scared.
forgot what was in this thing.
But he's kind of scared of it. Have you noticed?
Kind
I mean,
of. He's
Yeah,
fully
me too.
terrified of this thing.
I think everybody kind of is.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
And he does a phenomenal job.
he
as
is so
Sue.
good at this, man.
There's nobody. He was the perfect character to be handling the dead guy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
the whole crew. This is the one you want handling him.
Yeah. And then when he comes out, Little Giant style, like icebox with
Little Giants.
You know what I'm talking about.
Little Rick Moranis. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh
That's
my
the perfect
gosh,
analogy.
late '80s gold, man. You know?
That's not 80s.
Is it or '90s?
That's 90s,
Yeah.
maybe.
Just barely.
Probably late 90s, actually. I was born in 83, so yeah, it's up there.
Fantastic movie.
Oh gosh.
But anyway, before that, we get the meeting, like leading up to the Dragon's Pit and everything.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Bronn welcomes them with his little posse of Lannister soldiers, and
Okay, but how excited were you when you saw who was coming down the pipe?
Oh, yeah.
And why did everybody go, what the fuck? Why is Brienne with them?
yeah, I don't understand why Brienne was in the mix. I
She
mean, I
just she just happened to be there before everybody
Yeah.
else. That's all it was.
They just got there first.
but was it wrong that we didn't have her encounter?
No.
Like she was asked to come to speak with Cersei.
No, she's there to represent Sansa for this meeting.
Which also, why did Sansa get an invite?
Yeah, that's another big question.
Because she's not.
No,
Jon's
no.
the king in the north.
Different invite.
I know, but why is she getting an invite? Period.
No, Cersei invited Sansa to come to King's Landing to bend the knee, not for this meeting.
Okay.
No, Brienne just happened
But
to be
why
coming
does-
down
but why does-
at the same
but
time.
but
Sansa
she
get
sent
that.
Brienne to represent her to go down there for her bidding.
Correct. But just to represent and say, hell no.
But if
You
she
know?
was sent down to bend the knee, then she wouldn't be a part of this meeting.
And she would just said no.
No,
Right.
I agree with you.
But then she shouldn't have been at this meeting, and she shouldn't have been walking with Bronn.
Dude, Brienne's around. She's going to be around.
Yeah.
I know that. No, I wish that we had seen a scene where she entered the city, and like Jamie's like, "Stick around. Things are going to happen."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That little 30 seconds would have made more sense of her than just walking amongst all these soldiers and Bronn. You don't even see them interact with each other prior to this meeting.
I know. And maybe you're right. Maybe the details would have been a little bit smoother if we seen her arrive or like that.
But it didn't matter.
But I was like, oh, I got Pod, Brienne, Bronn,
Jamie.
all about to see Tyrion.
And Hound.
And the Hound.
And the
right.
Hound.
So it's like,
all that encounter. That's what I'm saying. Like, I loved when they met each other. I mean, like both of them acting like adoptive parents. Like, I was trying to keep her protected. So was I. And You know, like they were divorced. You know what I mean?
Just,
like, hey,
no, but the thing
let's
is,
let's act amicable with the children around.
but the surprising thing was Pod got the lead.
Oh, yeah.
Pod's the first guy that gets to talk. And
Right.
he's talking to Tyrion right like that. And he called what he
My
called
lord.
the hero of Blackwater or
Yeah,
whatever
he's
like
I
that.
didn't expect I'd see you again, my lord.
Yeah.
Just like, I'll save you, my lords, for.
Not sure I am a lord anymore.
Save those titles for more worthy people, like Bronn of the Blackwater. And
Yeah,
then, like his swagger goes up a little bit. I was like, okay, Bronn, like pump your brakes a little, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love this. And then you're right. Then Brienne the Hound, casually,
Well, first we get like the
Brienne
guys
slows down to walk with him and stuff.
like. Well, before they even that, it was just like, what's in the box? Fuck off. I was like, Conor McGregor, are you here? Like,
Touch it, I'll kill you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The whole episode.
yeah, like I mean, dropping it off perfectly and stuff. And then like you said, Brienne slows down, Hound speeds up to get away from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you doing? Oh God,
You're alive.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I love it though. And She's talking about Arya still being alive, and that was fantastic.
Well, then like the Hound's like he gets a smile, like you see like a little smile creep. It was like, I taught her everything I know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're looking at the two of the people that have, you know, at least been involved in her life, but the fact that Brienne is now aware
Of
that
how-
she's a stone cold killer.
Yes.
You know,
Well,
Oh no,
I love
her line is that what was she like? She's like
the only person who needs protecting is the one that gets in her way.
yeah,
It's
the
just-
next
yeah.
person that meets her.
yeah. He said,
It-
it won't be
me.
me. I was like, awesome, man. Yeah, so I love that, though. I love that they both care about the character, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like he didn't just completely forget about her or anything like that. Really meant a lot that we were able to pay that back.
And you like to think the fact that he asked, where is she? And being in Winterfell and stuff like that,
It made
there's
him
a
happy.
possibility that he will go back to Winterfell with Jon and see her. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so. I mean, I hope everyone ends up meeting Arya again.
I mean,
I don't know
Gendry.
though, but Hound's
Well,
on the
okay.
list.
No, Hound's off the list now.
Yeah.
She had the chance to kill the Hound and let
Okay.
him live.
All right, that's true. I'll give you that. When they get into the dragon pit here, they give you a little bit of history about it, and they talk about how they kept them caged and never grew up. They're small creatures. That
Big
were,
thing in the books.
right? And I thought that was pretty neat. The size of this place, quite impressive.
Pretty massive.
Yes,
But it looks like the set of every
well,
gladiator
I mean,
pit
it
I've
looked
ever
like
seen.
Russell Crowe was going to be coming out of the corner like,
I'm just waiting for
we're
the tiger
shooting next,
Yeah.
or
you
the
know?
lion to come
Well, I mean,
out
it
of
looked like the same pit that we had back in season 4, or
with what's his name?
or was it season 3?
The one Jorah was fighting in?
Yeah, well, not the one Jorah was fighting in, and the one where where Drogon saved Khaleesi.
You talking about Marine?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like the same
It
exact
was
pit as that.
bigger. That was more.
Well, there was stands.
Yeah,
This
Yeah.
one looks like
It was-
they took the
it was
stands.
intact, let's put it that
they
way.
took the same place, and they were just like, all right, well, I'll destroy some of this.
yeah, and I mean that's exactly what it looked like it was.
Could be.
And I mean, and maybe that's what it is, and like that's how you save money. But
Yeah. I
still
mean,
looked
just
huge.
tricks of filming,
Yeah.
you know, how to, save time and space, obviously. But it looked good, though. I thought it looked good.
I thought they did good. Now, I hate that when they get there and they all take their seats and like that, and of course Cersei's not there yet. You get this scene with Bronn and Pod like, hey,
Okay.
just come with me out to here. And this is purely because these two can't be on film on screen together.
Like I completely forgot. So I thought Braun was preventing Pod from doing something. Like I thought there was about to be a plan that was happening, and he didn't want Pod to be a part of it because he could spoil it.
No, really, Bronn and Pod can't be around Cersei.
Yeah,
Really.
in real life.
Like, they need to be away.
yeah.
They've both saved Tyrion's life.
Well, no, it's not that at
Well,
all.
it's not only that, in real life,
Lena Headey won't film
Lena
with.
Headey will film on the same camera. As,
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, too. But also, it makes sense in the story now that she thinks Bronn should be punished for betraying.
But he doesn't see it that way. So I mean,
I
like, and he
understand-
stated that beforehand.
But if Jaime gives him any heads up, you know what I mean? He's not going to want to be around at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I see.
I
what
would
you're
have just
saying and
preferred to
everything.
have those guys been standing there amongst the group, not just disappear off screen.
Oh, I'd love to see Pod and Bronn shit their pants when they, think.
Oh yeah, Braun would have definitely left. Like 100%. Like there's not enough gold.
Nope.
Like if the dragon hadn't done it, like this thing is.
All right, now one of the biggest things that pissed me off about this episode, it was the next scene, is when Cersei goes over and talks to Mountain before they come out there going, everything goes wrong, kill the bastard king, kill
No.
that silver-haired bitch.
Kill the silver bitch.
Yeah.
Killed
Kill
my
Tyrion.
brother,
And then kill
the
Northern
bastard
King.
Right.
who calls
and so on.
himself king.
Well, I wish she was talking to the guy who played the Mountain, because that wasn't the Mountain.
Who was it?
It was another actor.
he did look kind of small.
It was a different guy.
What was the reason for that? Like
I have no idea. I looked online and so on, but that was not him. And so on, because he
Yeah, I
wasn't
didn't
near
notice
the
at all.
size.
I didn't notice at all.
Yeah. Well, and when you saw his face, when he stood there and he was talking to the Hound in daylight, which I wasn't real pleased with how they did the makeup and stuff
makeup.
and the eyes. It didn't look like I went back and I watched the end of last season. When you remember when the Mountain came in there and he took his helmet off and he was in there to punish the girl who did shame to Cersei. Mm-hmm. They show his face in that helmet. Okay, and there is a big difference
Hold on, I don't remember him ever taking his helmet off.
He does. He takes
He does
it
take
off.
it off in that scene.
But
I'm
you
pretty
never
sure.
see his face.
No,
You
you don't
see his face
you see the
before he
eyes.
takes the helmet off, but you get to see a lot of his face and his eyes, and he takes it off. Completely different than what you saw with the Hound talking to him.
But every time I see the Mountain and you look into his face, it looks like he's getting worse.
Well, I think he's deteriorating. I think
That's what I'm saying. I think he's like rotting.
Yes, he
His
100%
eyes
is rotting.
don't even look like eyes anymore.
No.
They look almost concave in his head now.
But
It's really weird.
Who is it? What's this guy's real name?
Don't make me try to pronounce
Yeah,
that.
I mean, but that was not him. It wasn't. I'm going to
Whatever.
tell you why.
If you noticed that.
Here's why is like that. It's because the difference is that the Hound, the character that plays Hound, when the very first season,
they were eye to eye.
They were eye to eye, the original Mountain actor. Okay?
Yes.
And so they were both giant men. That's the reason they were such a big deal. When this scene happens, the guy, Roy McCann, whatever, who plays the Hound, is just nowhere near the size of the new Mountain. And so you had to get a smaller actor to make it look like they were eye to eye for this scene to work. That is the reason he was replaced.
Well, maybe,
I'm telling you.
because I don't think so. Because I think because you don't see the Hound's feet.
You do.
So they not when he walks up and they're face to face to each other.
I'm
You're
almost positive.
showing him at like a profile angle, and he's just walking up. He's probably doing the same thing they did for the Green Mile and stuff. They make him walk on a platform to put him at close to the same height as the Mountain.
I just know that wasn't the same actor.
Man, if that's the huge problem you have,
No,
with
I'm
this
not saying it was a
episode,
huge problem. I said I just hated it because
I would say my bigger problem is that just the fight didn't happen right here because the fight's going to lose a lot of significance after we fight the Night King and everything.
No, it won't come after. I don't think.
Well, then how else are you going to do it?
That's what I'm saying. I don't
his
know.
statement when they speak to each other speaks to.
Yeah, like I mean, the fight needed to happen in this moment.
But dude, you didn't think this was a badass statement that
Oh no, it was a great
the
statement.
Hound was making?
But like I'm just saying, like the
You
fight
always knew it was
immediately loses significance. In my
Man,
opinion,
I gotta be honest. That made me so hyped. I was so amped up.
I didn't want them to fight right there. I wanted this to be a big deal moving forward.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like to me, it loses the significance because like this fight's not going to mean anything after we fight the Night's King.
I just thought it was awesome.
I don't think it's going to be after the Night King that these two.
Well, then why are they going to fight beforehand?
Man, who knows?
That's the question I'm going to get into later when we start talking about what could happen next season, because that's my big curiosity
Is how they're
going to unfold all this.
how this two situations wrap up. But anyway, I loved how he walks up to him. I love that he steps forward and meets him immediately. Wants to know if he remembers him. He's like, yeah, you do.
I see it in those eyes.
But I love he's just like, this is not the way you go, brother. You know who's coming for you. You've always known.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got chills. I was so excited, dude.
It was awesome lines.
Yeah, but then I also knew right then they weren't going to fight right now.
No.
So I was like,
and then he does a badass walk away down into the steps, and I was like, I don't know what's down there, but man, this is a great scene.
I love this, man. It got me so hyped, this scene.
Okay, so they're all sitting there. Cersei does show, like I said, we're talking again. They're all sitting there like, where is she? Where is she? You know, and Tyrion's like, she'll be here in just a minute. She's on her way. And
apparently she's hours late.
Yeah, well,
apparently everybody's hours late, it looks like. And then she's even more late.
Well, because, I mean, Cersei, pulling a card straight from Tywin, be the last person to arrive. Make everyone bend to your time. That's a huge power play in any negotiation tactics. Dany does that to umpteenth power and then comes in on a freaking dragon.
Yeah, but I'll ask this question to you guys. This is the third time now, right? Third or fourth time? Mm-hmm. Dany has made her entrance on a dragon, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, card played.
No, this was done fantastic for me.
No, I mean,
seeing how big Drogon dwarfed the Coliseum and everything, and then seeing him crawl, and then
no, I'm not suggesting that I don't love it.
About.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
no, y'all missed the part that I loved about that. This is one part I was like, I love the eerie quiet. Like they played no sound, no music, and everybody's just kind of like looking around.
Oh, awkward silence.
Yeah, the awkward silence like that and stuff. And all of a sudden you hear the dragon come out of nowhere, and everybody's looking up. And this is, do y'all see the meme? Like when she gets off the dragon, and they're like, go picture by picture. They're like, holy crap! And then it's Cersei's like, where the fuck you been? You know?
No, Lena Headey's acting in this, like, my God, I felt bad for every other actor in these scenes. I was just like, y'all are just handing her an Academy Award.
No,
because
she is the strongest personality on stage.
Oh yes,
as far as I'm concerned, it's like
Tyrion's the only other person that can come close.
Exactly. We know Danny, whatever, Emilia Clarke. She can't hold a candle to what Lena Headey can do, and it's like Peter Dinklage can. So when they're interacting, it's always fine. Kit Harington, he's better a stoic, emo guy.
As long as it's snowing around him, he's okay.
Yeah. So I think it's easy for her to just mop the floor with anybody up, other than maybe Varys, but he doesn't speak.
No.
So it's like
he's just got to stand there.
Yeah.
Jamie does a good part when he's doing the dynamic with her.
But Jamie's just doing facial expressions in this.
They
part.
work.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Work.
But I'm just saying he's not speaking either.
Right. So she makes her entrances and she apologizes for being late and that kind of stuff.
I would say the only bad thing, I hated that she acknowledged that Daenerys was late. Because I don't think Tywin would have ever done that.
I think that's who Cersei is.
Yeah, I think that's
I would have been pissed if she didn't.
Yeah, she's a rude biatch.
Well, I thought it was just like, I didn't take it as her being rude. It's more of just like...
Petty?
Yeah.
She's petty.
I know she is, but I just didn't like in the negotiation tactics.
All right. Something else I was kind of like, why'd the dragon leave?
I was so happy the dragon left.
Yeah.
Because I was honestly banking that they had scorpions all around this stupid thing and they were going to take Rhaegar out. Yeah. That's what I was thinking was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because...
And if the dragons are still flying around, maybe they were keeping an eye on Euron's fleet?
Remember, it's the question I had after last episode. Is there an ice dragon or is it a scorpion that's going to take out Rhaegar? Because I don't see two dragons surviving it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you brought these things in to make this possible.
I never had that fear as soon as I saw that they brought their entire force with them. Like all the Unsullied were there, all the Dothraki were there, and even Bronn's like, we're effed. The bottom line is we are effed.
We're the downtrodden.
But when Bronn and Pod walk away, even the Hound and Tyrion are like, what the fuck are we doing? We could die right now. And, even the Hound's like, shit, I never want to come back to the city, let alone die in it.
Not going to die here, dwarf?
Yeah.
There's a good chance.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, it got me amped up even more thinking that they got... Because all they kept showing was dark holes.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And you're like, oh, shit, here we go.
And Qyburn walking out, I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, then anytime you see Qyburn, you're like, oh, God, here we go. He's going to pull some shady shit.
I'm with you. I was just kind of surprised the dragon didn't hang. I thought for sure...
No, I mean, how are you supposed to have a meeting with a freaking fire-breathing dragon pointed at everybody?
Yeah, that's not fair.
No. I don't care how stoic you are.
You can't your poker face when that thing's breathing on you. It just rips a fart and kills half your army.
Be a shame if I burped right now.
Okay, so Euron, before they even get to talk, Euron just pops off in the mouth. Like, I got Yara. It's time for you to, succeed to me or whatever he said. Da, da, da.
And it's like, why is Theon even here? How does Theon get this invite?
Okay.
Yeah, that is
Theon
a good question.
Shouldn't be here.
No.
To be honest. He is literally nobody. He is the leader of...
Nothing.
10 men?
No, he's the leader of 0.
No.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying he's with 10 men.
Yeah.
He's with them. They don't respect him yet, but he's with them, right? And I'm like...
He's an acquaintance of 10 men?
You're a traitor. You're... coward.
Yeah.
It's like, why is John even remotely looking at you?
Really?
you said you killed his brothers.
Anchor for the boat.
But you see, he wasn't on John's side. He was on Danny's side. So it's like, I guess Danny has a little bit of love for him.
Okay, but you're bringing him to the most important meeting.
He did swear allegiance to Danny with his sister without John being a part of that. And then he died. Their people died when they were ambushed. And I get all that. So, I mean, I guess, like you said, that's the reason she was allowed to be in Danny's court. But I still call BS that he should have been there.
Yeah, no.
Most
he should have walked off with Bronn and them. Hey, Cockless, let's go have a beer.
We're getting drinks?
I'll pour one out for your sack. I just like...
Hey, Pot, spare the man 4 inches. Come on.
You have plenty to spare. Can we get a donation?
Yeah, help the man out.
Just give him the tip of the rod.
Jesus. All right, so basically we get to the point of
Euron. You were saying.
Yeah, Euron's like, like that, and they're like, shut up and sit down. And of course, the mountain has to step out, like, bitch, you better listen.
Yeah.
You're going to get spanked.
How many times does the mountain have to step out?
I mean, he did it 5 times.
And just 3/4 sheath his sword. It's just like, all right.
Down, boy.
Calm down, Pod. Like, we don't need that thing at full length. Like, don't get too happy over there.
I mean, he unsheathed that sword 15 times this episode.
Oh, yeah. But every single time.
I was terrified.
Who's getting cut in half?
Yeah.
Because he's not like stabbing anyone. He's going to bisect somebody if he hits them.
Oh, God.
All right. So they decide, and that's when, what's his nuts come out. Hound decides to bring I've got something to show you.
Well,
It's
like
a little bit of
Tyrion gives his
conversation.
little speech, or his
Yeah,
little
I mean, there's a little
speech and
conversation.
everything, whatever.
The real wars in the north.
Oh, God. And how about John naming this the Great War? Like, we have failed at names.
I like the Long Night. I always thought that was a cool title.
Literally anything but the Great War. Like, but okay.
Yeah. I mean,
But I like Tyrion coming out. I like him talking about how we've all suffered losses and stuff like that.
We don't need any help fighting each other. Like, we didn't have to come to this meeting to do that.
None of you like me. We don't like you. It's like, this is the mediator guy. This is hype man. But yeah, the Hound coming out, like I said.
With the refrigerator back and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, big time. And, okay,
Carefully knocking these poles off.
did y'all have a problem that he's carrying this thing and this thing's not going berserk in the box?
No.
No, I was terrified that it was
Dead. Yeah. I thought it died in the heat. Like, I was like, oh, God, we're screwed.
No, I didn't think it died in the heat. I thought it was going to be one of those things we talked about where, like, if you're too far from
Well, yeah.
the Night King or whoever turned you, that you
He
just
can't
bag of
control
bones.
it or...
Yeah,
like,
something.
I thought it was
So-
just the heat. Like, because they live in winter. And we'd never seen one not in the snow. Because even when we saw the 2 whites in the first episode, still at the wall.
Yeah, still at the wall. Exactly.
And it's still cold. And I was like, this thing died. We're screwed.
Yeah, but I thought it was so much more
Oh,
badass
yeah.
when he kicks it over. That thing comes hauling ass out of there.
And then I was like, oh, God, Cersei's going to take this as an attack on her. The mountain's coming. And I was like, this is when I thought Clegane Bowl was going to happen.
No.
No, this is where I thought the mountain would step out, fully unsheath the sword, and just
Hack
Baseball.
that sucker in half.
McGuire this thing to the upper deck.
Oh, no, let me roll it up real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's dead on dead crime, bro. But yeah,
Oh, God.
I just I loved when this thing came
Yeah.
on out of there because everybody in there got to legitimately see what they're dealing with.
And I didn't see the chain on it the first time around. And so, like, when it first gets
Oh
yanked
no, I
back.
didn't see any of the chain.
And so, like, I had to rewind it. I was like, oh, like, the chain, like, Hound legitimately grabs the chain as it takes off and then just yanks this sucker back.
Is it too much to say that he goes directly for the farthest person away?
I think he just went to a straight line.
Yeah, I think it was just
Okay.
the first thing he saw was
There
her.
was some gripe on social media about what are the odds he goes directly for Cersei?
First thing he saw, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I literally think he just went a deadly straight line. I mean, that's all it was.
But yes, the chain on it was cool as hell. Hound pulling him back at the last second. I thought that was all really
Just-
well done. The
yeah.
special effects were really good.
Lop an arm off.
Yeah.
Kind of a forearm off.
Well, first, like, we cuts it in half and then gets the arm and everything.
He does go half first,
Yeah.
doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah, lops it off at
No.
the
And
midsection.
Who, what's the guy who comes out and picks the hand
Qyburn,
up?
yeah.
Qyburn picks up. It's like the meme. Have y'all seen the meme? The look you have when you
Oh.
realize somebody else is way ahead of you on the
That's-
dead technology.
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, it was like one of the people were on Twitter and stuff with Al Swearinger, actually, guy from Deadwood. Like, someone created
Ian
his
McShane.
account and stuff. He got published in top memes of Game of Thrones. It was like, get you somebody who looks at a dead hand like Qyburn. And I was like, yes, well done. But also,
when you think you're the Steve Jobs of dead people. Damn it.
but then also, like, the fact that he could stand up with that Woody, like, as soon as he saw this dead thing come alive, I was like, whoa, not sure you should be standing right now. Go poke an eye out.
That's nice. Yeah, but I love it, though. He just keeps hacking pieces off of it.
I was just left and right. It's like, God damn, I got to deal with you again.
But yeah, I love this. Stupid ass plan all aside, this ended up
It does
being
have a good payoff.
really good
Yes.
payoff for it. So I was
It
like,
did have
sweet.
a good payoff.
And then, like, I love how Davos is just so calmly, here's a torch. Let me get some magnesium. Let me light this bad boy.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
you.
like,
So calm.
My flint just.
yeah.
Like,
It's like where's Barrick when you need him?
yeah. We kill him with fire or dragon glass.
Let me get my propane sword.
So Euron pipes back up. He's like, I'm going back to the islands. He goes, you know.
I was like, can they swim? Great first question.
Yes.
Well, I like the can he swim part like that. I didn't like when he said, this is the only thing that's ever terrified me. Or like that. I was like, I don't like it.
Well, I did because he was like, I've seen more than any of y'all here.
Aside of John.
You know, and this is the first thing that truly scares me. I thought that was a line that showed that it carried a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he went over to Danny and goes, you know, you go back to where you're from. You know, the rest of them will be dead, and we'll be the only ones alive. You know, I thought that carried really cool. And then of course the deuces and. You know, the funny thing is, I fully expected his character to do that because that's all they've talked about. How he's a bad warrior, but he's a survivor. He's going to do what he has to do for him to survive. He doesn't know there's no loyalties, even if he says there are.
Yeah, but I wish if they were going to go this route and to have the big weight of like I've seen more things than any of y'all or like that. I wish they would have shown you and told you more about his character. The book explains a little bit more.
Yes,
that he's been all over the world. Been to Valeria, where no one goes anymore. You know what I mean? Places like that, and that his whole crew has their tongues removed. It's called the Silence and stuff like that. He has all these weird, like, you know, looks like voodoo people and all these strange people from all over the world that are part of his crew. Almost like a, you know,
He's a
Pirates of the Caribbean
it's like
type
a true
thing.
collective.
and like part of the problem is like Tyrion and Jorah have seen the Stone Men. Jorah was a Stone Man. John's seen the Night Kings and the Army of the Dead. Everyone's seen dragons now. Like, what has he seen that no one else could dream of at this point?
Yeah. I don't know. The line when he said it, I was kind of like, meh. It wasn't even that it didn't make sense for his character. I was just kind of like, meh. I've heard better out of him. He's had good writing. You know what I mean? So it's like, eh.
Especially this season.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I took it as the gravitas of it carrying the weight and everything, and then him being like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I can't.
Good payoff for it later.
I don't think so. I think that was played poorly.
I don't think so.
I wasn't a big fan of it.
Because, like, it takes a lot of... we'll get to it later. Like,
yeah, when we get to there, we'll talk about it. But
All right, so the truce is put out there, and she agrees only if John stays in the North.
and it made sense.
And you stay the king of the North, never come across, da-da-da-da-da. And did any of y'all doubt that he was going to say no?
I mean,
Well, as soon as she said the son of Ned Stark, I was like, okay. There's leaving this for a chance for him to be like, I'm making this bond, but there's wiggle room later in the future. So I thought he might be like, okay.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that wiggle room.
Well, he doesn't know it yet, but then like in the future, like, oh, you're not really the son of Ned Stark. He'd be like, boom, I can march south with you and not break my word.
but you know what though? I think even if when he finds out who his parentage is, he's always going to call himself the son of Ned Stark.
Yeah.
Just like he tells Theon later on, stuff
Exactly.
like that. That's his father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If anybody's seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we'll understand what we're talking about.
Nope.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He may be your father, but he ain't your daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a cool thing. I mean, it's something I literally deal with in my life and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know, so it's like I thought it was excellent fan service after this. You know what I mean? When he's talking about, because all the fans talk about how Ned screws up because he's too honorable. And stuff like that.
No, I thought
And John literally comes out and says, y'all could all come at me and talk about how I'm making the same mistakes my father does and stuff like
but I'd
that.
rather die making those mistakes.
Exactly. I was like, man, that's perfect, man.
Yeah,
Yes.
no. Like it fit his character perfect. The stoic. I love, like you said, the word choices that they use.
Well, he
Yeah.
says, you know, in a world where words mean nothing, then it's just whoever has the better lie.
Well, then you're all
Yeah.
little fingers.
Yes.
And John will never be a clever enough person to lie. So stick
No,
to
he
what
has
you
no
can-
lie face.
No.
Yeah.
1 + 1 is 3. Like,
Yeah, but he's never had to lie either.
No.
You know what I mean? He's never had that. So it's kind of...
no, I mean, I like that he went that way, and like everyone in it, and like I love how Danny's just like, God, I really hate you right now, but like I can't really be that upset with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cersei just immediately going off. And this is where I like Jaime's faces, you know what I mean? Where he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, how hard would that be? I mean, yeah, okay, Jon, all your people stay in the north. But we're all coming to the north.
Yeah.
Because we agree to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell are you going to do, you know, after this is over? Because both of you are asking me to bend the knee. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do you not choose? And then you're just supposed to submit to whoever wins. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't see how he had any option even at the same time.
No. I mean, Cersei played a perfect card.
Well, let me ask you this. If he did say yes, her little plan with Euron, how does that affect?
We'll get to that later.
I don't think it affects it at all. Because she's still creating a scheme. You know what I mean? That was already set in motion before any of this stuff, before she even asked the question to Jon. So she knows she needs the people no matter what. So,
all right, I was just going to pop the question because that was something else that was brought up as a question by one of our people we talked to is that how would that change if Jon had said yes? You know, I mean, and like you said, I really don't think it changes much. If anything, she would be like, well, I actually got Euron to come back with more forces to make us better. You know, she could spin that as being her more of a heroine, you know, about the situation. You know, it could be a good positive thing.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll ask this question. If Jon says yes and says he'll stay out and take no part, does Cersei take her people up north?
No.
Or does she still play the same exact
She plays the same exact card no matter what.
Be a lot harder to play that card if he said yes.
Well, yeah, if she said yes, I mean, she said, I'll do it. I'll fight with you. Or, no, actually, I take that back. Well, she was agreeing to a truce if he stayed up there.
No, she was agreeing to fight with him.
Okay, well, because I thought there was two different parts.
No, she was just agreeing to a truce.
That's what I thought. When she says, I will agree to a truce, I will not expand my men, I will not attack anything, until these situations are handled. And so on, as long as Jon stays king of the north and never comes to...
Yeah, because when she comes back with Tyrion and saying, we will travel our troops with you, that was a huge bonus win that they weren't
that was
expecting.
the difference. We'll fight with you versus I won't fight against you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And so on. So, I mean, realistically... Yeah, I mean...
But ultimately, Jon ends up saying no, and then we get a competition of who can be dumber between Tyrion and Jon again. Yeah. So I'll go, no, this is my fault, I'll go. No, she'll definitely murder you. No question.
I love Tyrion.
Yeah.
Man, he is just...
The lines he have when he gets in there and he goes, I'm about to walk into the most murderous woman in all of Westeros.
Who I know who's tried to murder me twice. I
killed her daddy. And I was gonna,
tried to kill me twice. That I know of.
Who's the idiot now?
Yeah.
And Jamie's like, well, see ya.
This might as well be farewell.
And I love how the mountain's walking behind him. I'm like, what does Tyrion need the mountain walking behind him for? Like...
But
so
how
terrifying.
ominous is that? You think of your Tyrion or anybody, and you realize because when it's really cool what they did because he's talking to Jaime, but he kind of like keeps glancing over to the mountain or like that, and then you see the mountain walks in, to the room before you, and it's like, oh man. And then even Jaime's like, oh shit, you're effed. But yeah, he gets in, and then he keeps looking back, and then you see the mountain close the door behind him. And I'm like, oh man, he's actually going to be in the room.
Oh yes. And then we get introduced into the MVP of the episode, who we've been missing all season, wine. And I couldn't have been happier.
Drinking Tyrion.
Yes. Drinking Tyrion is so... I've been waiting for him for so long.
His draft status was going up.
Oh, my God.
Every drink.
But, I love that he comes in and he immediately tries to apologize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not about his dad.
No.
He says it still bothers him that he killed his own father. But he's more sad that her two children were murdered.
Myrcella and Tommen.
Right.
Which, although he has no... Cersei killed Tommen. Let's be real.
But there's no love lost for Joffrey.
No.
Because he knows he was a bastard. But we've seen in the past episode, he loved Tommen and Myrcella.
He truly loved Myrcella more than anybody.
So it's like, you knew he was being sincere, even though she was like, don't come at me with that.
Well, and she knew he was being sincere. She just didn't want to hear it and actually know that Tyrion had true regrets.
Right. But anybody that's had an argument with a woman, I was so happy when he did start drinking and brought it right back up. And he was like, don't give me no shit. I'm being serious about that.
And I
love those kids.
And she keeps throwing, like, you were the downfall of our house, all of this stuff about Lannisters. Not a single red thing in the entire room. She's taking red out of everything.
Oh, no, she's black now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, and, like, she's trying to throw, you killed our house, and, like, I'm all Lannister pride. Bitch, where's your red?
But when he just goes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
goes down the list. Just do it then. It's like I killed her
Give the order.
mother, I killed her father, I killed your
your
son,
kids.
your kids, and stuff like that. It's like, just do it. Then he actually walks up on the
And
mountain.
then we get the unsheathed. I was like, no!
legitimate terror.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Legitimate terror.
I would have sold my armor. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
And I love the fact that he's like, that took every ounce of courage he had to do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he needed the drink so bad.
Yeah, like the first one, like, that's a full glass. It just,
He just chugs it
Just
down.
chugs it down.
And then he pours her a glass.
oh yeah, it's like a Catholic getting ready for confessions right there. Like, hold on, boys, I do this sober.
Break a sweat on this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I loved it.
and I love how she's behind the desk and everything. And I'm just, oh my god, this scene was just so phenomenal.
And it's such a callback, too, to when Tywin was in that
Yes.
same chair, belittling him, you know what I mean, and taking the power away from him and stuff like that. When he got there, remember? Because he was,
Correct.
He was hand, and he was taking care of business.
He's like, hey, giving me Casterly Rock. Look how good. He's like, I will never.
And he's like, you're not even my son, basically.
I
You
was
know
like,
what I mean?
ugh.
Just be gone. I was like, wow, this is very reminiscent. You know what I mean? And she's trying to play the Tywin card.
and she's doing it perfectly.
But man, we're talking about two just
Yes.
super awesome actors just going at it right
No,
now.
there's no doubt.
It was
And, like,
great.
Look, this is gonna be one of the few times I say I definitely don't want Tyrion to die, and I'm glad he didn't die. But like, it takes away a little bit of her to finally get the one thing she's always wanted for the last 4 seasons, and just not take it.
I think Tyrion knew he was going to end it either way.
Yeah,
I mean,
but just the fact that she didn't kill him, I'm like, man, Cersei lost a little bit of power.
but if he gets cut down,
Yeah, no, you can't cut him down.
it's just a slag pit.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's going to be picking your
just
bones.
ashes.
Yeah,
Ashes around here, you know.
Yeah, it'll be just, Armageddon.
yo,
Judgment Day.
100%. But I mean, it's just like,
Skynet will happen.
oh,
August 25th. No.
But you know it's today, right, guys? Today was the day.
Sky-
Is it? Is this guy?
That's
Skynet
day.
became aware today. It's awesome.
also
So
known
we have a bunch of Sarah Connors out there.
also known as Amazon.
Google, Amazon, all of them. They just bought Whole Foods. Everybody run!
Run and buy your avocados now, 30% off.
All right. So the whole gang is waiting out there at Dragon Pit. And this is when we get the whole montage, not montage, but this dialogue of, I love your honorability, but sometimes I wish you'd shut up or wouldn't say things.
Not just
or,
montage, we get some lovemaking music in the background.
oh, I know.
Right?
The
dog.
googly eyes
Oh,
were
yeah.
ridiculous.
The dog-sized dragon jawbone. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Paying homage because this is what Maker the Cruels, I think is what they were saying.
Well, she was saying that they destroyed their own house.
Yeah, we made ourselves smaller.
Yeah, they ruined themselves. Just like they made the dragons smaller by chaining them up like that.
Well, and like if people
they
don't
ruined
know,
the Targaryens.
dragons can become as big as the earth as long as they don't become, as long as they're not caged and there's enough food roaming around. But as soon as you put them in an area that confines them, they just stop growing completely.
Well, they grow to the size of their confinement.
Not even to the size of the
Right, I
confinement.
know what you're saying, but I mean, they won't go any bigger.
Yes.
is what I'm saying. And but yeah, because even Tyrion talks about the last one was the size of a house cat.
Yeah.
You know? And it
And-
was sickly and it died soon. You know what I mean? So it's like very sad.
And that's exactly what they were portraying here, which was really cool.
Right. But once again, they're just pushing the feels on you with what music they're playing.
Oh, man. I swear.
And Kit, Jon Snow just getting a little closer and closer when he talks now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I
You know
was
what I mean?
fully expecting maybe a little lean in,
No,
little
no
rejection.
way around all these people.
Well, they went to the cave pit
Yeah.
of love there. You know what I mean?
You see George just Harikari himself, just falling his sword. Just,
He takes the dragon glass to himself.
oh my god!
Not again.
The friend zone, bitches.
It's like it's now just called the Jorah. Like I mean, it's not even the friend zone
Bro.
anymore. Oh, you been Jorah, bro. Like,
just crying, just runs up the mountain.
Oh, there it goes.
I went through grayscale, but not this.
Oh God.
But no, and then like John with the smoothest line ever, or she's like, "I can't have children anymore." I'm sure that's from the most reliable source ever.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's like challenge accepted. You know?
Have you tried? I love it. It's like, hold my beer.
yeah.
This is fucking great. I love
But
it. This is where the best memes
Oh,
came,
yeah.
by the way.
How do y'all feel about the theory that only death can pay for life? So Viserys dying, she can now have children.
I mean, it's a possibility,
It's
I
possible.
guess, but that death paying for life thing was like a ceremony.
Well,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? That witch or whatever was doing.
She lost a child, so now she can have a child.
But has she? I mean, Dario, I would assume they
But,
weren't
yeah.
pulling out.
No, like,
No, yeah, no. I mean,
Dario wasn't pulling out. Like there's zero pullout game in Dario.
He's got many a bastards.
Yeah.
Roaming rampant. It's a plague.
The city of Marine is now just
it's
the
its
city of
own
Dario.
unsullied army. Yes.
Sullied.
Yeah, it's now the Solid army.
Half the mercenary group is just his bastard
The
children.
Golden Company is now.
Yes.
But so I mean, y'all taking any credence to this at all, or
I don't know, man. I don't want.
it was an
Once you
interesting theory
know,
that I saw.
you know. It's like I don't want another incest child running around. Is what I
Well,
look
that's the other
at.
half of the coin, though, is that you can almost say that people were saying like, well, she can't get pregnant because it's not with another Targaryen, which I think is total horseshit. But I mean, it does. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's continuing the bloodlines if she does have a child.
Yeah, but this is also just playing, now genetics for the reason why the Mad King was the Mad King.
Correct.
Because you can only go incest for so long before the gene pool is a stagnant mosquito.
Needed to be flushed years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to start getting some off-putting people, you know what I mean?
I mean, there's
I mean,
That's the nicest way I could put it.
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
But I mean, on the incest scale that we've seen, we're batting 1 of 3. So I mean, there's
All right, so
Marcella
let's
and
talk
Tommen
about how
were
distant we're talking here. We're talking about nephew and an aunt.
a lot
It's
better
like-
than twins.
I mean, better than brother sister.
No, not just brother and sister, literal twins sharing genes.
2 out of 3 of those kids were all right.
Yeah. all right, not all right.
And
Like,
maybe if Joffrey didn't grow up under Cersei, he may have been okay. Possibly.
yeah, I mean that.
He liked to kill animals and shit. He was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
It's like, all right, not okay.
This is not me telling you that this is all right. Just a statement from BleedTV.
I think if it, all right. Well, let's just ask this question: do we think she becomes pregnant?
I think yeah.
Ugh. I hope not.
I'm not okay with it or anything, but like I think it happens.
I think it happens only because they've brought up the non-ability to have children
So much.
multiple times
they
this season.
They have punched us in the face with "I can't have children," and then John has punched us in the face with
Hold my
"Hold my
beer."
beer,
Yes.
hold my mulled wine." Like,
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know either. You know what I mean? I mean, is he shooting anything when he's dead already? I mean,
good
Yeah, that's
question.
what I'm saying. Are the boys dead?
Did he even?
The lazy swimmers? Are they white swimmers? We got the Night King brewing in that tummy?
Oh my god!
See that thing that came out of the box? That's going to come out of your box.
It's got such pretty
it's
blue
coming out whether
eyes.
you like it or not.
It's got such pretty blue eyes. Oh god! Give the dragon glass.
All right, so Tyrion comes back and he brings Cersei with her, and she says, "We're going to fight together." And
How
I'm
John
bringing-
is in a pool of sweat at this point in time in the world's heaviest cloak, I will never know.
He needs some weight to hold down his wood. Jesus.
Between Qyburn and John, who's standing taller.
Oh my god!
George is over there on a sword, just bleeding down.
Somebody give him a Band-Aid. Jesus.
Poor Jorah. Jesus Christ. He can't be a Mormont anymore. He's got a new shield of arms.
Just Celine Dion singing.
Just a guy and a girl holding hands. That's it.
No, not even holding hands.
Not even holding
like,
hands.
The hands are just like hovering.
Just a girl giving him an ass out hug.
Buffer zone.
The wall. Let's put the wall between them.
Okay.
I just like when Zack loves him.
I know it, dude. I hate it for my man Jorah. He went from being a badass with 2 dragon glass blades to the ultimate friend zone. I hate it for the best. Because not shortly later in the episode, he gets denied again, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's nonstop rejection.
Oh, no.
Kimbe Matumbo's up there just swatting his ass down.
No. Oh, God. Can we find Jorah some love before this show ends?
No.
Like,
The only love he's going to find is that sword. All right, so we make our way to Winterfell, and we get the, Finger is talking to Sansa. We get this cool scene of the Raven coming in the snow, how thick the snow is.
Struggling.
Yes. And of course,
it lost his jetpack somewhere along the way.
he dropped the fuel. He got to let go.
Well, he's going against the wind now.
Oh, okay.
Remember, guys.
Oh,
It's a headwind.
yeah. Gotcha.
So, of course, Finger's like, how hard it is and difficult for ravens to, make their way. And blah, blah,
After
blah.
last episode, it was like, it's really hard for ravens to make their way. This I was like, okay, Littlefinger.
Call back the handwriting again.
Yeah.
It's John's handwriting, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? This is exactly what he would do.
And we only have the guy who can literally control ravens, making sure that every raven can make it here. So,
Yeah. So they have this conversation back and forth, and we think Littlefinger is continuing his whole deal with Alliance, and then comes up with this conversation about the game of what the worst case scenario situation.
Worst possible scenario.
You know.
It's like the worst Occam's razor.
yeah.
Yeah, and he talks about it, and he twists this into a situation where Sansa's like, Arya's here, she's going to get him against me, kill me, take over, blah blah blah, But this whole time I'm sitting there going,
If you know Arya at
crap.
all, you know she doesn't want any of this.
That's exactly right. He screwed himself.
Yeah.
This is the point where she realized. It's like, thank you
I
for
don't
pointing
think
it
so.
out.
I think
she knew before.
I think she knew. It's the second we saw her send Brienne away.
But see, here's the thing, though, because y'all know me. I was calling this episodes ago, that this was going to be a game that they were playing together to get against Littlefinger. But I'm telling you, I thought even more this episode was like when he said, and she answered the question to be the Lady of Winterfell. You know what I mean? And that was like his trump card he was trying to lay.
Yeah.
She was like immediately in her head like,
Arya
that's the opposite of what she wants. So that's why I feel like he absolutely she realized that
he dug his own grave as soon as she said that answer.
He's trying to pull some shit.
Yeah.
And that's obvious now. So that's when I think there was a span of time they didn't show where they showed her on the top of on the parapet or whatever like that, and then calls for Arya. I think that was just her after she had already spoken to Arya up there preparing herself for what she was about to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and she clearly had a conversation with Bran.
And Bran apparently is obviously spoken to her.
Yeah. Bran's picked up a phone somewhere.
That's that shit that bothered me.
Okay, just like the Bronn thing or Brienne meeting in King's Landing.
These are the details.
Just shit. We had the time.
Well, it wasn't even that. Like, if they could have not have pinpointed this 4 episodes ago, like you said, and we knew Littlefinger was going to die, and like it was probably going to end like this, it would have been a really cool reveal. But we all just assumed that this was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, show a picture with them sitting with Bran at the tree, and or somebody saying, "We see you out there with your brother for hours," or something. Give us something that says they're out there talking to make us have that window to understand, instead of him just suddenly being Mr. Robotic all the way to the last episode.
Yeah, but I know they were trying to make
I know
it
this
where
was a huge reveal.
You weren't supposed to know that this was coming. I mean,
But anybody who's watched the show and him saying chaos is a ladder and I've seen everything and your wedding was beautiful and blah, 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 blah. Okay, we know you know everything, so we know you know Littlefinger is a backstabbing bastard and you just look at your sisters and go, by the way, he killed Daddy. I mean that right there. It shouldn't take 4 episodes of nothing but Mr. Robotica. Of I'm just a 3-eyed raven. I'm just a 3-eyed raven. To suddenly divulge everything, and evidently has spoken to them about everything. It just didn't come out right. Like there need to be something in between that. I understand it was a big reveal, but don't have me 4 episodes of Mr. Robotica that I don't talk to folks. And all of a sudden, when we had the big death reveal, evidently you've been chatting it up with them and telling them everything.
But that's the thing, though. They've done a, I don't want to call it a good job because it's a weird job of showing that Bran is an unemotional, not take sides. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't take part, basically.
Yeah, but like for Sansa or Arya not to go up to him and be like, "Yo, bro."
What I'm saying is Bran wouldn't have come to them.
Yeah.
They would have had to gone to Bran and ask the questions, and then he would be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him. I don't even see him like feeling bad that his father was killed anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm agreeing with you there. But for Sansa, as emotional and everything that she has been throughout the show and everything, to not be like, "Hey, Bran, I'm a little worried about Arya and everything. Could you tell me a little bit of what you've seen with her and stuff?" And then,
but they can't show that. Because
you can't because it spoils everything.
The surprise, yeah. So it's like, I think they did what they could.
They did the best they could, but like as soon as we introduce Bran to be what he is, he ruins a TV show.
Well, yeah, like that's the whole deal. Is like him showing that he has this ability a long time ago, and us waiting 4 episodes to finally get the payoff for it. After we've gone through the whole, I put this note here for Arya to find, and the whole, hey, Sansa, you got to keep Brienne around because she'll defend you, but oh, wait a minute, now Brienne's gone. And then, I mean, it just didn't deliver well.
They could have saved this by just Bran not showing up until last episode.
Amen.
And then it would have all worked out just fine.
But then they couldn't have had the world's worst plan in history, because then Bran would have been beyond the wall and he wouldn't have been able to get to the wall right now.
No, I would even say that Bran is beyond the wall already and heading to Winterfell.
Well, then that makes no sense.
Maybe he runs into Sam or something. I mean, I don't care how it works out.
Yeah.
Or just
delay him 2 episodes to getting there, and then.
But like, how do you delay him from getting from Castle Black to?
He stays at Castle Black for longer.
Yeah, just let him stay at Castle Black for a little bit.
Oh God, that'd be so bad.
You don't even have to show him.
You don't have to show him. Just say him get there, and then you.
We would be butchering them for not showing Bran at Castle Black.
I would rather that than what we got.
I'm just saying. Yeah. They made it hard on themselves by putting him already at Winterfell.
They wrote themselves into a hard place. Like, I mean, that's all.
That's the whole deal. Is they put too much out there for a viewership that is too smart and is wanting to know every little detail and hangs on every detail to go 4 more episodes with this ruse. It just didn't work. Like I said, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the reveal. Yeah, it was cool. But what I loved about the reveal was his death, not that they knew the information from Bran.
That's
the part I liked.
I'm not even necessarily happy that we lost Littlefinger. I mean, outside of the fact that they've wasted him for the last 3 years. But I'm just grateful that we don't have to go through a sniveling Littlefinger anymore.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I mean, like I said, I didn't want Arya and Sansa going at it at all.
No, I didn't want that at all.
That was making the Winterfell story.
The Winterfell storyline has been useless this entire season. But
I'm with you too, Cash, in the fact that I was looking forward to Littlefinger and Varys seeing each other one more time.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be a really cool thing. I would love if Varys was there when he died. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, that would have made
We're talking about a couple days and he would have been there in Game of Thrones time.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Next episode.
No, he really would, because
that's the reality.
He's heading to Winterfell, so.
Next episode, we would know he's right there, and we could have seen it. You know what I mean? So I look at it like, man, that could have been we love the reunions. Mm-hmm. We love when people see each other that have, crossed paths before. Those two,
yes,
I would have loved to have seen that.
But I mean, we do get some cool brand things. Like when Sansa is dropping all these charges, I was curious of what she was going to charge him with. She charges him with everything. She charges him with starting the war.
I mean, she even talks
murder
about
and treason. Is what she
says, even talks about the the tears, the poison. I mean, that was a small little part of the whole deal. A comparison to the other ones, like the
that,
pushing through the moon door.
No, John Aaron's death is what started the war.
I'm not talking about like that was the oldest thing. I'm talking about the most recent, the most all those like your big deals.
She incriminates herself.
Yes,
there's
a lot.
I mean, the John Aaron thing. That's first episode.
Yeah,
that's first. That's literally what starts the entire War of Five Kings. I mean, it's the whole thing. And it's like, wow. So,
and like, I'm glad we give him that payoff of like, holy crap, like you have truly worked your way through every
episode 1 to the end of season 7. That's a big compass.
He is only going to be not be in 6 episodes.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. I think he is.
No.
Like our theory, use his face now.
No, because we know he's dead. Word's going to spread. Like, I don't think that there's what makes Arya's
word won't spread to Cersei.
Word will spread. Cersei knows everything. Like, they've painted that. Varys is going to find out.
Kinda.
Zach,
I'm with you. It wouldn't surprise me. We'll get to that, like I said, for next season. Like what they're planning on doing. Arya's got to get near Cersei. You know what I mean? She's got to get near certain people.
Arya's not going to kill Cersei.
Shit, it wouldn't surprise me.
Here's the deal. Like, where does Arya go from here? I mean, really, you think about it. I mean, she's on her own mission, her own world, her own thing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she's on that mission anymore.
That's what I'm saying. So where does she go? Is she just another warrior for the battle?
Shit, when Jon gets there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When Jon gets there, the Hound gets there, Brienne's going to get there. All of the people that she's been a part of. Problem's going to be when Barrack gets there or when, when anybody else
on the list. Say, hey, Barrack, we need to go talk in the woods real quick.
Yeah, really. I want to forgive you with my blade.
But no, the fact that Littlefinger dies sniveling on his knees and, like, I didn't like it. Like, I mean, I don't know how I wanted him to die.
I've always considered him petty and sniveling and, when his time was up. So it didn't surprise me.
No, it was the same thing that Cersei taught him. Power is power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sansa had all the power at this moment. So she showed him. Even with
the Knights of the Vale.
Royce. He was all too pleased to be like, don't think I will.
Oh, yeah. He had clearly
He
had clearly been, like, tuned in on the plan beforehand and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, just the fact they had all the guards around.
Yeah.
And which made a lot of sense if it was Arya that she was planning on punishing. It was
I was expecting her to be like...
Oh, well, where Arya's a maniac killer now.
I was expecting her to be like, all this for little old me? Like,
yeah. And the thing is, Arya is a, like, efficient killer.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't expect her to, like, go up and, like, slice his Achilles and then his thigh and his neck.
Oh, no, this was going to be John Wick. That's all it was,
Yeah.
She would use the swords of the other guys. Kill them.
This is, like, just instant.
Quick, like, the only thing I was hoping, like, she'd be like, so, hot pies? Just like completely write it off and be like, when's dinner? Like, what's going on next? Like,
I've developed a hunger. Yes.
Or if it would have been Needle that she killed him.
No, it had to be the dagger.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, really, there's more ties with Needle. You know what I mean? She took it to King's Landing and learned how to fight with it and stuff like that. That's what got her on the path to begin with.
Yeah, but that knife was more significant. Because that knife was what was used as the true beginning of, like you said. I mean, like, I know the tears thing was the poison down Aaron, but that knife was what was meant for Bran. That knife.
And the fact that never got brought up, like, oh, hey, you also tried to murder me.
Well, they did bring it up. You tried to say that knife was Tyrion's, but the knife actually belongs to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which got Tyrion in trouble, which started that problem. You know what I mean? So it's like, God, man, what a mess.
Which is actually what you introduced the Knights of the Vale.
Yes. Okay, so they cut away and they decide to have the table talk of, all right, which way do we go to the north? Do you fly?
Well, do we want to do finish off Arya on Sansa, standing off in the roof? Because I thought they missed a really cool opportunity here.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Okay, this is where I paused it and was like, this is not the end of the episode. This is exactly where I paused. I was like, whew, 15 more minutes. I was like, this is all pretty and cool and all, but I was like...
Oh, I mean, this scene right here, it reminded me of, like, the scene where Jon and Sansa were. This is, like, the same spot of the castle. Did y'all catch that little vibe?
Yeah.
This was the spot where, like...
Well, this is also, I think, where Sansa jumped off. Her and Tyrion.
Not Tyrion.
Or Theon.
Tyrion be dead as shit.
I know he's compacted every. Yeah, he's dead. Like,
His feet would still be wiggling around the snow.
His feet would come out of the top of his head.
like, you see like a little elf hat sitting on top of the snow. You realize,
Here he lies. Yes.
but
yeah.
no,
But, what would you say was missing?
so as soon as she says the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives, we just see like a white wolf and Nymeria and stuff coming through the woods. They don't have to be the dire wolves or anything. You just see a pack of wolves coming out of the woods.
All right, so
Or howling, or literally anything symbolized. Like, how can you be like, that does not going to be the most bone-chilling
the symbolism
cool
was
thing.
talking about the family, not their wolves.
Oh, you're right. Those wolves aren't family or anything.
No.
But to be honest with you, I thought she was going to bring up Nymeria when she was talking to Sansa.
Yeah.
Not about the lone wolf thing, which she was talking about something else, though. I can't remember what it was.
Well, Arya got sad when she started saying the lone wolf. She was like, oh, Nymeria.
Yeah, but I thought she might bring up Nymeria because, Lady was killed and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, by the way, I forgot to tell you that Nymeria, I found her. And she's fucking enormous.
Yeah. She's got a pack of wolves. It's going to come play season 6.
I'll be honest with you. I thought they might show some wolves come out of the woods when it panned up.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing that made the most sense to me.
But I don't know. They've clearly stated that just in what you've seen on the screen, all the budget has gone to dragons.
Yeah.
I understand we got a cool ass Nymeria scene, but Ghost is just gonna have to wait.
Oh yeah, we're not
It's
getting
so
we're
sad.
not getting the Twilight version of Battle out here. I got news for you.
No, I
we will.
solid feel that Ghost, Nymeria, and a bunch of other wolves are gonna be involved.
You really think they'll come in the next movie?
100%.
Absolutely.
I hope you're right.
Like, there's no way that you're going to be able to leave the dire wolves out for this long.
At
Right.
least Ghost for sure. But Nymeria might just be like, and her crew might be just cleanup crew. If they meet the Lannisters and in the Riverlands, I mean, nasty, son.
Boy, it's going to get ugly, and it's going to be great seeing jugulars being ripped out. Oh my god!
Oh, I like it. All right, so we're at the table, and they are just trying to decide the best way for Dany to make her entrance into Winterfell, or was it Whiteport or
White Harbor.
White Harbor? And
Here's Jorah falling on it again.
Oh yeah, 100% knew she was taking.
all
this
it
boat
takes
ride.
is one person with a crossbow to be the hero, and you need to fly in. And John's like, well, if you ride the boat with me, we'll sail in, and it won't look as this, and this. And
Speaking of riding the boat,
Yeah, you'll only be in a boat with me for a fortnight, 14 days for those of you who don't know.
this boat will rock on more than the tide.
oh,
If the tides are low, you can feel them.
all we
Don't
need is
worry.
drums in here. And then of course she's like, I'll sail.
Yeah.
And Jorah's face is like, oh, what the fuck, man?
As it just flooded the floor in there. It's like,
Is there a leak in here? Oh god.
I'm just, God.
Danny is just
Oh,
fighting it,
she-
son. Fighting it. She's ready to just wipe the table off like Melisandre and
Yeah, really,
It's like,
Same
here,
table.
Take me.
They're gonna start making animal noises. I suggest you get far away from here.
Golly. All right, so
Then we get.
good Theon.
How does he still have a 15-minute scene? Like, my
I
God.
swear. See, this is another thing. Theon scene. I was like,
Like 45
what the
minutes
F,
later,
man?
like we're still talking with
I
Theon.
think this is just adding more and more to like the head scratching. Like, he comes down there.
John.
I mean, he is the glorified putz. Okay, I mean, there is not a better word for his character, especially for the last couple seasons.
Hold on, though. Are you talking about the scene by the boat or the scene with John?
I'm talking the scene with John first.
I like the scene with John.
No, didn't need it.
I like it because I look at, once again, John just showing
Well,
character.
yeah, look, it looks great on John and
No,
everything.
I was
but, like,
talking about him
didn't-
going down there to tell him, we're here for Yara.
The boat part, I could see people have lots of problems. The John scene I thought was pretty good
I mean,
I was okay with John.
it was a good scene and everything, but
You
why
were
did we
both.
need it?
because Theon had to be let off the hook
For
Yeah.
what?
for fucking destroying the Stark family.
But like ultimately, what does Theon and Yara have to do with the show anymore?
But what I'm saying is, he already got approval from Sansa
Yeah.
because he saved her, helped her out and stuff like that, got her out of the Boltons. the last person he has to make okay is John.
But like ultimately for the show, why? Like
To me, he's
he's
a
there
Lucian.
to kill Euron. That's it. I mean, that's his job.
Like if he kills Euron,
Yeah,
that's
that's a dud ending to me. If he actually succeeds in
how
that,
dare they let him kill Euron?
Please tell me y'all have another idea how or Euron dies.
Literally anything
something
else.
better than that.
Yes.
I hope it's just Yara. I hope Yara puts an axe through his ass. But you know, I'm saying,
I hope Drogon eats him. I hope a
Yeah,
direwolf
no,
eats him. I
I
hope
just-
Jon kills him. I hope literally
I
anything.
hope he's on the boat
Actually,
and
I
gets
have
the blue
a-
flame.
I have a really cool thing that I want to happen with Euron, but I'll save that for predictions.
okay.
All right. So yes, we had the conversation with John and Theon, and he's like,
Not the worst thing I've ever
you
seen,
really
just
are.
didn't-
You are a Greyjoy and you're a Stark. Basically saying
Hey, bro,
You
I'm
don't
about
have to pick.
you don't have to pick. You were a son. You were raised by him, just as I was.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to pick between being a direwolf and a dragon, so like, don't worry about being a kraken and a wolf.
So when he goes down to the beach, and you got these 20 guys down here, and he's like, Yara, and we go save Yara. This scene, I was just shaking my head the entire time.
This was the lone whack scene of the episode to me.
Yeah, and only made worse by the ending.
I love that he gets kicked in the crotch a few times. And it does
Three
nothing.
times.
That shit's still gonna hurt. Like I've never heard a woman take one to there and be like,
and
"Oh,
just
that's
smile
yeah.
about it.
No, a woman has something down there. He has literally nothing.
that's still gonna hurt." There's
I'm
nerves.
still going to say it
Yeah,
hurts.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm sorry. His reaction of just smiling when it's going on, like, that tickles. Yeah, I was just like,
I don't know
all right,
if he
fast
did all that.
Fast
but,
forward.
Is that guy dead, by the way?
They left him on the beach.
yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't die, I mean, a leopard seal's going to just take his ass right
Yeah.
out. But
All I'm saying is that dude looks like McGregor by the end. Like his arms were done.
Oh,
like, it was
you had to throw it in there.
feasted. Like the guy tired himself out.
yeah, stay down or I'll kill you. He
Yeah.
gets up twice. You pretty much can't trust your word anymore.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down to.
And it's like it's coming from an Ironborn who all they do is kill, murder, rape, steal. So like, if we can't have you commit to killing Theon, he's just gonna live.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, though, still, even after he whoops this dude's ass and stuff like that,
Well, I mean,
I don't know why the guys decided to back him.
No.
It's like,
I mean,
eh?
you got lucky because he decided not to kill you. Like,
It's like, Theon, we'll follow you. And just put him on a boat by himself. It's like,
it reminds me like when he was at
flaming
when he was at
arrow.
Winterfell. Remember when he was at Winterfell, or what was it? He's like that. He got up and had that big monster.
He gets
speech.
hit in the back of the
yeah,
head.
they
They hit him in the
hit
back of the head.
head.
Like, shut the fuck up. Like, not again.
I thought for sure. Yes, Theon. Yeah, and they stab him. All right, put him out the water. That would have been more befitting.
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I like Theon's character. I mean, I thought he's had a good story throughout the whole thing, but
I just don't see
you're
his
right.
purpose.
I only feel like he's here now strictly for Euron, and that's it. And that's unfortunate because unless somehow he kills Euron and gets control of the entire fleet.
No,
Man,
because he's always going to revert back to Reek at some point. Like, there's just no way that's ever going to.
And to be honest with you, if they in any way make it where he catches up with Euron before Euron gets to the
in
Golden
these paddle
Company,
boats,
then I will call ultra bullshit. Because then he has a rocket submarine that he's
catching the fastest ship.
catching the fastest ship on the ocean. Yeah, no.
No
So
chance.
I don't know what the point is going to be yet.
to me, he's one loose end we don't need for next season.
And the thing is, what is it? It's him and like 10 15 dudes?
Yeah, in 3 boats.
Wrecking crew, baby. You know what I mean?
Better be.
Give me
This is the
10
A
good-
team of the water.
Like,
You know what I mean?
he's pulling a Ramsey. Give me 10 good men.
Yeah, really. I'll burn all their food and, just
Oh,
good
God.
grief, kill their horses and whatnot. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
Because really, he's going to be catching Euron on the way back
Yeah,
with the Golden Company also.
which I'm
In
still in doubt about all this.
So,
but
like, okay.
Well, just to make a prediction, I could. What if they could possibly do in a situation where he goes and rescues his Yara, thinking that Yara is at the Iron Islands, or is she? Where is she? With them
On
or
the boat. Yeah, I'd say on silence.
yeah,
okay? Well,
having God knows what happening to her.
If anything, maybe his plan is that he has to alert John and all them that they have people on these boats that we're not counting on, or something. It's the first clue to Cersei's, backstabbing or something.
They don't have any
I see
ravens.
Jamie is that person,
right? So I mean, like I said, I'm just really drawing straws of where Theon has anything productive moving forward.
Maybe he just dies on his way over to save Yara.
Honestly, I think it would be the coolest thing to be is like, yeah, we're here to save Yara, and then Yara and him just sabotage the entire fleet of boats with something like wildfire or something like that.
Just sacrifice
themselves and just burn the whole thing to the ground. Literally end, the Greyjoy line.
Well, would you just say that it's like, if you take out Euron and the lead boat, the rest of it's like the snake's head's gone?
Possibly, because they go Kingsmoot. You know what I mean? So now they have no leader.
And so then maybe Yara can somehow win the vote at that
Better
point.
chance Yara wins the vote, not Theon. You know what I'm saying?
Theon wouldn't even run. He didn't run last time.
I don't think he would either, but I'm just saying that's a possibility.
Right.
If they can save Yara and they kill Euron.
But no, because the Golden Company, if they've been contracted by Cersei, they're not going to you have to kill all the Golden Company too.
Possibly.
I mean, with how honorable they are and
Golden
stuff.
Company, that's true. The Golden Company does not break contract. So that's why I think maybe a possible sabotage.
Yeah, you'd have to sabotage the entire line. Like I like where your head was at and everything, Zach, but just...
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something to make it where it's worth having him.
There isn't, in my
it's
opinion,
just really struggling with that whole scenario of where we go with his character.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because after that beach scene, I was like, really, I could care less if the boat tipped over and he drowned.
I have faith that the double D's can get it to where we want.
Really? You having faith in them, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay. Brave man. Brave man. So do we want to do Cersei or do we want to finish off the boat?
No, we'll get to the boat last.
Okay.
We got Jamie talking to generals on the map.
I love that this map is done now and everything and how beautiful it looks. Like, great job by that painter.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I love that you can stand on where you're making plans and so on.
Wonder if that guy's dead. Just like, okay, you've done your purpose.
How about my payment?
Old Taj Mahal way. Like, oh, hey, guys, thanks for building the greatest building ever. I'm going to need your hands.
Introduce Sir Gregor to him.
He has your payment.
Qyburn would like to talk to you.
Shame.
Yeah, I love this. I love, like I said, Jamie on there. And then, of course, Cersei walking in and dropping the bomb on him. But I knew as soon as this is the last fucking time you're calling me stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this shit.
So wait for the baby powder to come out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was tough. And yes, it was a good payoff that we get to see that everything we always figured that she had some kind of maniacal plan, no matter how this was going to go. And for her to say that you're on, no one walks away from me, and that, that was all part of a plan. He's going to pick up the Golden Company, the Iron Bank. I've learned a lot from Father.
Well, they laid the groundwork for this when she's talking to the Iron Bank, talking about buying the Golden Company, and him saying you'll have our full backing and stuff like that. So at least we know that that's been laid.
See, there's a good example of showing you a few good details for a good payoff.
Agreed. I agreed.
But here's my problem with it is it takes a huge leap of faith that they actually caught this white and everything for Euron to be like, oh, this is what terrifies me, and I'm out.
The dragon could have done it. It could have. I think they were like,
they didn't,
whatever.
Oh man, I don't know. This is like a huge plot because I know they haven't said it in the books, but Euron's not scared of dragons. Or, they haven't said it in the show, but Euron's not scared of dragons. He's actively seeking these out.
I understand that, but I'm saying I don't think it would have mattered if that thing was there. If nothing showed up,
yeah,
he was going to be like, "Yeah, I'll see y'all up there with the fleet."
But it's also just they didn't know she was going to bring her full force and dragons and everything.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm just
saying,
saying,
for her to have this plan for him to be scared.
Well, who's to say the other part of that? I know what you're saying, and I 100% agree. You can't say get scared, be cowardly, and leave. without having something to be scared about, without knowing what was coming first. It doesn't. You can't have A and B together. It doesn't work that way. So I understand what you're saying.
But
I think he's cunning. He would have just
very
found,
savvy.
He would have just found a reason to say F y'all. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going back to Iron Islands. When y'all get done killing each other, I'll be back. You know,
Right. I mean, anything.
And then to me, it's also just like she keeps thinking he wants her. And at no point in time has he ever come out and said that.
Well, he said, I'd like to marry the most beautiful woman in the world.
Exactly.
Which she just assumes is her.
Well, she wasn't assuming because she used to be.
But all he's got to do is take a glance over to his right.
Yeah.
Well, he had the googly eyes when Danny came down, you know, because of the meeting.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Or Missandei. Or
I mean, how he won the King's Moot was, I'm going to impregnate that dragon bitch. Like, I'm pretty sure that was word for word his.
Yeah.
So do we feel Euron could be the turncoat and like?
I think Euron's
really like go up there and like, well, actually, we're here for Danny. We're not here for you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's Valonqar. I think he's the one that kills Cersei.
No.
He's a little brother.
I just don't see it. I just
he's
feel
a
like
little brother.
No. There's too much riding on Jamie or Tyrion.
There's nothing riding on Jamie.
Considering the scene we're about to talk about where Jamie is having this conversation and
look, I know they're painting.
The mountain unsheaths the sword.
I know,
and I about shit my britches.
No joke.
I thought Jamie was dead.
I was like,
I thought there's no way they'll do this twice.
I thought Jamie was dead.
I was like, Jamie Lannister is about to get his head lopped off.
I was like, look,
right here.
Nothing. I thought he was going to get bisected. Like I said, I don't think Mountain lops heads off. I think he
bisects.
Just like he did the horse, you know what I mean?
Your upper body is no longer needed.
Yeah, just horrific deaths.
I'm with you. I was straight. And to me, I was disappointed that we did 2 unsheathings of the sword to come up spades.
Yeah. And
that's what bothered me about
that.
This
makes her look very weak.
That bothered me because when Tyrion did it, I was like, to me, like he shouldn't have walked up with the sword and unsheathed it. To me, on Tyrion's, because I never really feared Tyrion would die in this scene. I just didn't. But when I got to the Jamie scene, I actually really was like,
no, my heart was racing.
Exactly.
I was like,
Jamie's dead because it makes sense. Like he came out on who is he on? Kimmel, and talked about it's like, I don't know if I'm going to be in the next season, but they start filming now, and I was like, okay. Like
they start filming in October. Yeah. I don't know.
I was like, his plot's kind of played out and everything.
That was another reason the episode bothered me is that we did a double take of the 2 brothers both get the sheath of the sword, and we draw spades.
No, Tyrion gets I'll put my hand on the sword and prepare to kill him if I need to. Gregor fully unsheathed sword on Jamie.
I don't care. The mountain pulls steps up like he's about to do Tyrion, and then he steps up, unsheaths a sword for Jamie, and neither one of them die.
Yeah, again, I was like, Jamie, you're not winning this fight, bro.
Well, and Cersei just goes full blown like, I've replaced you with this baby, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
there's still one more coming.
We're the last of us.
Yeah.
No, there's one more coming.
Yeah.
And
you're unnecessary now.
And he's like, give the order. And she nods the head, you know, and I'm like, it's over.
I was like, no fucking way. No way. And then when he turns, he goes, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'm calling your bluff. And I was like, what?
And here's the thing. When he gets past the mountain, I'm like.
And the mountain takes another step. I was like,
okay, he's going to get now just ripped apart from behind.
Yeah.
You know, I was like.
At no point in time.
They're going to show the other side, and then just like you're seeing him just go separate. Just like Bishop and Aliens. Just separate them. And I was just like, oh my God. Yeah, dude, I didn't know what to feel after that was over. I was like, oh.
I was like, man, this map is about to get painted red.
Yeah. Well, my thing was like, when was the last time you felt a character like that? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like a character that was going to die, and you were like, holy shit. Jamie, who's the most bipolar character, you know what I mean? As far as people love him, hate him, love him, hate him. You know what I mean? But
everyone would have felt that death.
That's an important one right there.
Yeah,
you know?
There's no doubt about that. No doubt. No doubt.
But yeah, I was full blown filling my britches. I was like, no fucking way.
I'm glad everyone else had the same feeling. It was like, we've lost Jamie. Like,
yeah.
It's been a great ride.
Done.
You talking about Littlefinger's death was a big deal. Jamie dying, that would have made like, holy smacks.
Yeah. At least Littlefinger was being brought low.
Yeah.
You know, more and more and more. People were disrespecting
Jamie's
him
been
to
rising.
his face. You know, Jamie is beloved character. Even though he's an incestual, wrong side, you know, loves the maniac, you still love him.
It would have been on par with Ned Stark dying.
Oh, man. Well, that was the first season. That's what got everybody hooked. So, but no, it would have been massive. It would have been, I think, Red Wedding level to me.
Yes. 2 huge deaths in a single episode like that. Yes.
Yeah, I think he equals Rob and Cat getting killed to me.
Man.
He's huge. Huge death.
Game changer.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. All right, so then it's to the Love Boat. Okay, well, Jamie gets on a horse, and he has this awkward look at his golden hand, and puts a glove on it. Are we to say that he's hiding this to hope not to be detected as who he is because he's traveling north?
I just think he's ashamed of
because he's still a bad guy where he's headed.
I agreed,
well, no, because they have a truce because
all
he's
these
supposed
people
to be riding
feel like
north.
he's coming for
Who
good
knows
reasons.
the truth?
They
just agreed.
She walked out and told
but
them.
the people in the north don't know it yet.
Dude, Ravens have gone out.
Yeah.
They are FedExed.
Bullshit.
Of course it's bullshit, but that's the facts.
Yeah. The land knows.
Another. Come on.
The fact is that no, everybody's on the right side now. In their
Magically.
head, in their mind.
Yes, magically. Yes.
And the thing he does is he's saying, I made an oath. I'm going to fulfill it.
Yeah.
I promised I would fight next to them, and I'm going to. So you hope he makes it. That's the thing. You hope he makes it up there.
He's making it there. Like, if he lived through this, he's making it.
My only thing is, they finally did it. They finally separated them two like they did in the books.
Yeah.
In the books, this is a totally different story. You know what I mean? And he runs into some shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. They could have completely done away with this because they have completely done away with the Lady Stoneheart, storyline. So it's like, maybe he just goes and he's the one that tells them, like, no, she's got the Golden Company coming, and y'all got to watch your back, or whatever the case may be.
No way.
I think he just appears. At
Yeah, I just don't see him making it to be the guy who's like, you got to watch your back. They got a different plan for you. That's too easy.
But what? Why? What
and
else?
another part of this that bothered me, it's like that. He's going solo. Where's Braun? What happened to Pod? Where's Brienne? We didn't see any of these
Pod's
people.
Pod's with Brienne for sure.
Right. I mean, like,
they're going north, no doubt.
Well, it'd be nice to know. I guess they're all going north. We didn't know it.
Yeah. Well, Brienne and Pod left separately. They just didn't hop on the boat.
Braun? Do we ever see Braun again?
Braun has no interest.
Once he goes down to the cave with the pod bean there, we don't see him.
Shout out to Podbean hosting us. Thank you.
How about you like that?
Yeah, self plug.
But
at podbean.com.
what's Braun's storyline now? Other than
there's no point of even seeing him.
Hopefully, first episode they just encounter each other doing the same thing. I hope. I don't know.
That doesn't fit Braun's.
It doesn't fit at all. I mean, he has the Lord. Where's his castle? I mean,
the only thing it could be like he stops by like, hey, Cersei's probably going to kill you. You should ride with me.
Did y'all see the meme where it shows Jamie holding like a Lego set of a castle and handing it to Braun? Best I can do right now, bro.
Yeah. Well, officially, Jamie's not a Lannister basically now. You know what I mean? I mean, basically, he's on the wrong side of Cersei now.
Well, he's a man with no colors right now.
Well, then there's also the fact that she's like, yo, bro, remember that lance? Not sure I really want you on my side.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah, because, I mean, I still find it hard that he'll bend the knee to her. Like, I mean, that's still...
I don't know.
But that's not his oath. He's not bending the knee. That's not what he promised.
If he wants to live, and Dany's
he promised to fight next to him, and that's what he's going to do.
But if you're... That carries a lot more weight when you have an entire army versus you and Braun.
And the thing is, too, you get up there and you're like, guys, she's fucking lying. She sent Euron to get the Golden Company. They'll be like, another one of her tricks.
Yeah.
Kill him.
I fought in your general direction.
Tyrion's like, wait.
Okay, so the next part is when we get Sam makes his way into Winterfell. Okay, and one thing leads to another, and he ends up in Bran's room.
Great reaction.
Okay,
How you been?
Yeah, I get like that. And then
I'm
another
the
part,
three-eyed-
I was
Oh, before this, just like-
pissed about.
I'm the three-eyed raven.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
The
means.
what? Yeah. Like, cool story, bro. You got another? Like,
But then we just randomly get into this conversation about, hey, I'm Bran, three-eyed raven. Sam's like, I don't know what that means. And it leads into the conversation of who Jon's parentage is rather quickly.
and this really pissed me off. Like, I'm not.
How did it get to that though? Did he ask where Jon is?
No, I don't think so.
It was like Bran out of nowhere goes, he needs to know.
Who his
know
parentage
what.
is.
Yeah, who his parent, like, da-da-da-da. And then with the part that, like, all of a sudden, he starts talking about how he's a Targaryen, but his
He's
real
a
name's
bastard.
is Sand.
Which also not true. He would be a Waters because that's where the Targaryens were. Follows your dad's bastard name.
Yeah,
So-
and that's what I thought, too. I was like, that don't make sense neither.
Yeah, wouldn't be a Sand. He'd be a Waters. Everybody.
Right, and
Well,
so...
a Rivers is actually
it's
what it
Rivers,
would be.
you're right.
But no, because he said he was born in a tower in Dorne.
Doesn't matter. It goes
what-
by your father's. That's why he was Snow, not whatever the woman was.
No, I understand what
Yeah,
you're
Martell
saying.
would have been a Sand. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a bastard of Dorne, you're a Sand. But, yeah, that wasn't right either. And then... out of nowhere, Sam's like, "No, Rhaegar got an annulment. I read his diary." I was like, "No, you
bitch,
didn't.
No, you didn't. Gilly read that. You
weren't
weren't even paying attention.
attention to that."
You were
bit.
having a fit while
Yeah.
he was reading that. So
You were worried about steps and shits and stuff. No,
I was like,
like
this whole scene was bullshit to me. I understand that we're opening up the narrator before we get to the Love Boat. I get that, but
also creepy as hell. Like only
Yeah, I
Bran
was
could
just
make
like-
incest.
I mean,
creepier
the
than-
robotic Bran, talking over the Love Boat scenario, it was like, really? Give me a synthesizer or something.
Yeah.
Give me something that gives this guy a little bit of mood. You know what I mean? Exactly.
I have
mean-
emotion.
Yes, right. I mean, God,
But
I swear,
no,
Arrow
F you,
404.
Sam. Like, how dare you take this from Gilly?
I
Like,
know
she's
that.
been worthless for
I
17
was like,
seasons.
there was 37 memes like Gilly's like, bitch, I even read his name wrong. You didn't read shit.
yeah, what are you talking about, Ragger?
And I was just like, come on,
Yeah,
come on. That was just wrong.
Just to put some respect on her name.
And then for Bran, don't get me wrong. I know you
like-
can't remember everything and so on.
It's just like, hey, can you search for that? Oh yeah, let me just.
Yeah.
Goes into Google.
That's the sounds I needed to hear.
File Explorer. Search. Loading. Quick search.
What high step was this? Oh, you didn't get a name. Hold on.
We get the Mac beach ball of death spinning as we get to the loading. You know what I mean?
Where were you searching this for? All right, okay, that's the page.
You have the year, date at that time.
Brand is Google. Skynet is there.
So that
So
whole
Skynet
deal.
has discovered that in Rhaegar.
Oh God! So he gets to see the scene of Rhaegar and
Lyanna.
Lyanna Stark, doing the Braveheart wedding.
Yes.
Of the
Yes.
wrapping of the cloths and stuff.
And look,
Yes.
as soon as we get a picture of Rhaegar, I 100% thought this was Viserys.
Yeah,
I
was this
stopped.
the same actor?
No,
Yeah.
it's not. I saw another picture.
Yeah, it's not.
This is way more manly looking man.
I wouldn't say way more, man.
He had a chin with a man stubble on it.
He had a chin. Case closed.
This man had a jawline.
This man was playing the harp. Clearly, he
it
was.
was more of a Dolph Lundgren.
I saw two chin hairs. All right.
Lord. All right.
This
So
is a shaved baby seal.
there were some people on social media that were talking about that Rhaegar was supposed to have even more extravagantly long hair, like a more beautiful man.
He's
I felt felt his hair length was good.
his hair was fine. It looked like all the other Targaryen people we've seen so far. His hair was fine. He's actually known for his purple eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, he has like super bright purple eyes. That's what his trademark is, right? Like that. And
That'd
then
have
he
been cool as hell to see.
loves to play the lute.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I did say the harp. I meant
So yeah, he's a different dude. He's a badass, but he's like a sensitive badass.
yeah.
Okay.
Not a drunken one like our favorite king.
Okay, so then they're wrapping up their conversation about who his daddy is, and at the same time, Jon puts a knock at the door, and with no words, just puts the eyes on her.
It's like,
Is she, you know,
can't rape the willing, baby.
Oh, God.
that's it.
Oh, guys, at least we got to the end this time before Jake ruined it.
Yeah, the homeboy just
long claw. another diss on Jorah.
Hold on, hold Jorah's sword. You
see him yelling up the stairs. Hey Jorah, listen to this.
And then, like, instead of a picture of Jorah, it's just like Jorah's body with the Jordan crying meme face. It's like,
Absolutely.
oh, God.
so my homeboy just rolls up in there, just shuts the door. Like, this is happening.
Well,
whether you like it or
she
not.
completely opens this door, like, hey.
She like basically shoves the door out. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of space right here. And right here.
Oh, God.
So, all right, before we get, to Kit Harington's
100%
ass
okay.
scene, which everybody paused, rewound, paused.
Glorious. As a man with no ass, I am ultra jealous.
Man's been hitting the squat rack. Like, not only has he been doing crunches nonstop for the past 3 years,
Oh, God.
man's been hitting his squats.
Absolutely.
Bravo.
I mean, got a golf clap.
Yeah. Man hasn't missed leg day.
I never saw the ass. I was too busy with Mel Clark. But anyway,
You're over here saying as everybody rewound and paused and everything.
I was just hoping he would move his damn arm. His arm was in the way.
You ever heard doth protest too much? Delicious dicks over here.
All right, everybody has this theory about Tyrion's reaction at the door. Okay, each of you, what do we think his reaction is here?
I honestly had no clue. I had no idea. He the way it looks
bad.
looks negative.
Yeah.
Here's my thought. He told her that the boyfriend was a distraction for you to be able to accomplish your goal. Are we to say that he's looking at this as this is another distraction?
I mean, I don't see how you can look at it any way other than you have the strongest alliance possible to bridge the North with you, and you're going to need the North if you want to win this war.
Well, I think the alliance is already done. I think
it's done, but
him banging her is not going to help her cred when she walks on to White
making
Harbor.
a marriage it does.
Yeah, marriage alliance helps a lot.
That's the strongest alliance you can have in this realm.
But Tyrion's already like given him the green light on this.
Yeah.
Almost. Remember when they were having like the walking chat?
He's like, hey, she likes you, bro.
Yeah, it's like, she's talking to her. It's like, yeah, when he gazes at you longing.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's pretty much wingmaking this from.
Yeah.
He's browbeating me with them things.
Yeah. I mean, it's just undressing me every time he stares at me.
He's just like, hey, Jorah, why don't you come here a little bit closer? Let me knock you down a peg.
Yeah. Just eye rape her together. Yeah, just... I don't know.
Say eye rape? Oh my God!
So,
New product out of Apple.
Yeah, really.
Fuck the Google glasses. We're talking eye rape.
when window shopping doesn't do it, jump straight to eye rape.
Oh my God! It's not extra.
We got new advancements. Yeah, I don't know. It's I can't figure out the Tyrion situation because it looks negative, like you said.
It does.
I mean, I'm just kind of looking at it as like the man hasn't been laid in a long time. Maybe he forgot what the sounds were.
No.
The glass was here.
He's like, I mean, he can't just go to the internet, so he's like, oh yeah,
He's keyholing it.
exactly.
He's got to kick Jorah out of the way. Like, Jorah, what the fuck?
Make room.
He just like puts Jorah on his knees and stands on top of him. He's like, oh yeah, to get it. No, John, move. John, sideways.
Jorah, you don't want to see this. Trust me, you don't want to see this.
But like I said, it did look very negative.
It did.
It did look like it was.
Well, I mean,
it looked like a worrisome look.
Well, I mean, Dany's relationships, or like, I mean, if we look at her past sexual encounters, it's not looking too good. Drogo died.
Yeah.
Dario got left behind.
Like, Dario became a completely different person, literally. Like,
After that twat, he just looked completely different.
yeah, like so.
His hair turned dark, grew a beard.
He's just addicted.
Yes. And now she's mating with a dead person. So, like, you know, there's. So, I mean, he could be looking at that.
I don't know how it's going to work. I mean, we get his real name, Aegon Targaryen.
Okay, the worst. It's like, hey, you know what? I already have a son named Aegon Targaryen. Let me double down on this and go with a second Aegon Targaryen.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that now that this is completely removed,
yeah,
Aegon was the son that was hidden or replaced in the books.
Yes.
All right.
That mean Jake have kind of been hitting that for the last 3 years.
The secret son, or whatever they called him, the secret king.
Yeah, secret Targaryen or whatever.
All right. And anyway, he's Aegon Targaryen.
He's part of the Dornish master plan.
Right. Which is completely removed from the whole series.
Correct.
Okay. The fact that they're now naming Jon Aegon is really weird to me.
Makes no sense.
And the thing is, the first time we see the Tower of Joy scene, I remember all these people turning their volume way up and reading her lips and stuff. It didn't look like she was saying Aegon Targaryen. It was something else.
Jaehaerys, I
No,
thought
it
it was.
was-
Jaehaerys or something like that.
Yeah, it was
Jaehaerys,
not.
named after Jaehaerys the Counselor or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But either way, whatever. Aegon's a way cooler name.
Well, I mean, just we've already had so many
we've beaten
Aegons
it to
and
death.
stuff, and like he literally had another child named Aegon.
Yeah, I'm with you, Cash. Again, this was another head scratcher, man.
It's like, man, so what am I going to do about those?
And like,
that
it
kid?
hasn't there been like how many Aegons have there been in history?
It's like 7.
There were several. It's a prominent name for Targaryen.
Yeah, it's a very prominent Targaryen name, and that's just kings, like not just Aegon Targaryens, like literally just kings.
Well, not to mention that
wasn't it an Aegon the Conqueror?
there's an
Yeah,
Aegon,
that was the
one?
original.
That was the original?
There's an Aegon that's important in
Duncan Egg, let's
Duncan
go.
this
Aemon's
other
little brother.
stories. You know, I mean, so like
Which,
weird to
guys-
make another Aegon that's could possibly be important if
Right.
they do the spinoff shows and
But
stuff.
yeah, also guys, like during the long lapse, if you haven't read the Night series, what's it called?
The Duncan Egg series.
Well,
when
it's the
gone.
Duncan Egg, but it's like the
Hedge Knight.
The Hedge Knight series. Go out, buy it. 3 little short novellas. Fantastic.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, they're fantastic.
And it'll piece a lot together.
And you get a lot of backstory.
Yes. Fantastic backstory.
All right, so basically they just say they unveil who his name is.
Yeah, well, and as John and Danny are getting it down, Bran is narrating this entire thing and making it creepy as hell.
Like I said, there was no background music. We could have had some Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
You could have been
Let's
talking a
get it
little bit. It could have been a little
on.
better. You know, something. But you know something else that pissed me off about this? Another detail. Single boat. I rewind this 3 times. Like, wait a minute. There's nobody else. A single Targaryen boat in the ocean.
Well, Theon needs the other 3 boats.
Yeah. Well, not only that, you got 2 dragons flying over them. Like, if you're going to come attack these boats, like, they march.
Better have a sniper cannon.
I'm just,
Torpedoes up your sleeve.
no. Single boat. You know, you didn't see no. I don't know. It just didn't sit well either. When they were talking about sailing back and like that, I was like, okay, you got a little bit more than just the single boat with the giant black flag and the red Targaryen sign on it. I don't know.
I feel
It just
you.
bothered me.
But like you said, you know, Euron sunk her entire fleet and stuff, so. But, you know, maybe.
Don't worry. Next episode, she'll have 40 ships, and they'll be good to go.
Well, but remember, though, he's talking about coming into White Harbor, not
Well,
looking
he's
like
coming
a
into her
conqueror.
White Harbor. Hey, yo. Okay.
But I'm just saying, just
Hey, man,
don't
winter
look
is
like a-
coming.
Hey,
Oh, I love the memes. Like, she's expecting 8 inches of snow, you know?
there we go.
wow. But yeah, the not looking like a conqueror coming in. You know what I'm saying? That was like his whole
Oh,
point.
he looked like a conqueror to me.
But I'm just saying that was his point in the meeting.
I know, but still, you got the most precious cargo there is on the boat, and singular rolling up in there.
I agree.
I mean,
You
we
know.
got 2 dragons flying above. Like,
If you're not looking like a conqueror, you don't have the dragons roll up in with you too.
look, she's not going
You
anywhere.
can't
We
have
got
it
2
both
dragons.
ways, okay?
Oh, that's covering fire.
No. But,
All right.
okay, so do we feel, like I was talking to Kelly Choi earlier, and she was like, hey, do we feel that John should have found out his parentage this episode?
I mean, if he found out and then still went to her cabin,
Hey,
grody, son.
hey, you know, that's how you invent Trojan fire and ice condoms right there.
Oh, there it is.
Ugh.
I saw that.
Hey,
meme.
like,
Disgust. Disgust. No, man, you just been knocking on Brienne's, cabin after that. What's up, girl?
What?
No, he's.
I mean, I realize there's slim options.
yeah.
You know, Miss Sandy's cabin.
Oh well.
Like-
Do you want to fight Grey Worm?
Grey Worm learned everything you learned from me. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Well, as he got back in that cave.
yeah,
Like,
Lord's kiss, done. But he also got this.
you know, like how's Brain meet him? Like, so I saw you were on a boat with your aunt. It was a beautiful night.
Sorry, I couldn't get to you sooner.
And the Raven.
So sorry. Everybody's looking at him weird. Like Sam's like, oh.
To answer your question, I think the way they revealed, the timing of it was good, because it would have been too much to try to add into this last couple episodes for him to realize his parentage.
To try to find
and
a way
deal
to
with
get
that,
it to him.
and deal with that, as well as trying to create the truce and everything. You needed them to fall in love first.
Okay.
Because otherwise they don't fall in love if he knows he's a Targaryen and hey, Aunt Danny.
Well,
you
an
know what I
interesting
mean?
thing.
Yeah, you looking good,
Well, and the interesting thing with this is they actually fell in love with like each other's character. Like John didn't bend the knee to Dany because she was she had dragons or anything. He bent the knee to her because she risked her life and her children to come and save him.
Right.
And she finally let him in, literally and figuratively, because
Did you say figuratively?
figuratively. Damn, get your mind out of the gutter, man.
Oh, me.
Yes, you.
Normally it is me.
How dare
Gosh,
you?
you've been on a roll. Lay down over there.
Oh, but no, like she finally accepted him because like he stood by his honor and everything. He stood by his word and he was willing to sacrifice everything so he didn't have to lie and everything. And she saw he didn't come out and say, "Oh, I died for my men." He tried to hide that, and she discovered on her own like how honorable and everything that he is. And so like they actually in this weird world found the true love in the show.
That's why I say their love arc and their timing was good to me.
Yeah.
Having Bran be the narrator,
Worst decision ever.
it got awful.
Like, let's get the darkness, whatever their famous song was, like, feel so wrong, touching you, touching me. Like, a little bit of that. Like, that would have been perfect.
Because your kiss is on my list.
Beautiful.
There it is.
Little Hall & Oates in there. Man.
You know, literally anything besides Brand, like, oh,
I know it,
yes.
You're a bitch, girl. You don't need money.
Okay.
Push it.
Stop. Okay. So the Love Boat moves on, and then we get a scene where Tormund and is it Barrick? And we're this is what I've been waiting for, and this is when I was pressing pause. Like, how much time we got left in this mother?
Well, not only that, I'm going to like to say, in my prediction, I was 50%, batting 2 for 4. There we go.
Have I ever missed?
Multiple times.
Never.
Now, we'll give you credit about the wall going down.
There we go.
Which pissed me off, but we'll get to that in
How
a minute.
dare you?
Okay.
Hold on, yeah, because we're going to have the same Euron conversation with this. This is where I had an issue.
Okay. So we got Tormund, we got Barrick, and they're on top of the wall.
Is Gendry at the wall? Because I'm wondering what
That's
this
my
kid
other
is.
pissed off moment. Once he made it and they said, get him inside and get a raven, we ain't seen his ass since.
Like, Theon was able to make it down to this meeting, but Gendry didn't get an invite.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
got
at
news for you.
Winterfell.
If they come back next season and say, well, he's in the bottom of the wall over there, I'm going to be pissed.
Nah, Gendry's got to make it
Where is he?
somewhere.
Oh,
Like-
dude, did y'all see the memes on that, though? The guy shoveling stuff.
Oh, yeah. Me after the episode, Tormund.
That's so fucked up.
It's like dying.
They did just enough to make you understand that Tormund and Barrick are alive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they fall back and turn, and the
Yeah.
whole wall collapses. They're stuck up top.
But the thing is, they actually showed when they zoom out that there's parts of Eastwatch still up on the top of the wall.
Right.
But I mean, we're still struggling with, there's an entire dead army walking through us now. So,
All right. First of all,
Here's my question, though.
oh, here we go.
Here's my Euron issue. All right, same thing. What was their plan if they didn't have a dragon?
okay. Well,
Thank
no,
you.
Hold on.
Thank you.
So, there was a great theory put out there by a YouTuber named Red Team Review. And this whole thing was planned. So, the Night King is like Bran, but also a stronger green seer and can kind of see into the future. Hold on, bear with me. And so the reason why he didn't kill John when he was on the island, like I know, just give me a little bit.
Give me a fucking pillow.
The reason he didn't kill John and everything on the island, the reason he let Gendry escape, the reason he had the search party and everything and didn't let the single white die was because he knew that Dany was going to come flying in. And he wasn't going to be able to get his army across unless he was able to take down the wall. And a dragon isn't a magical creature. I know, sounds bad. And the reason why he took Viserys was because that was the one that was going to matter the most, I guess. I don't know. And like the entire thing was a plan that he allowed to happen. Very sketchy and everything, but it fits all the plot points.
I've heard some flimsy shit.
That was thin.
It's
son.
That right there
It's thin.
was
but
as thin as the ice
it
they ran
makes
on
the
the lake.
most
I'm just putting
sense.
that there.
It sadly makes the most sense in that he saw that this was going to happen, and it makes sense why the White Walkers have been so slow. They couldn't pass until they got a dragon to take down the wall. And that's why he allowed so much to happen, and they haven't made any movement.
But see, my thing is, they were trying to get the lone white that they were trying to smuggle back.
Just to make it seem. Like, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like,
No,
Look,
I'm with you. I'm
manure.
sorry. That
Look,
right there.
I'm saying...
Steaming pile on this red team go or whatever his name is.
I'm saying, like, he explains it a lot better. I didn't want to go
I'm
into
100%
the full
with you.
12-minute video.
I
but
call total BS on this. I'm sorry. I want to know, how are they going to beat this wall without the dragon?
They weren't, and that's why they stayed, and that's why they never crossed, and that's why they waited. That's why they let Gendry get out. That's why they allowed a raven to fly 2,000 miles. Like,
Did they let Gendry go? They didn't even see Gendry, did they?
Yeah. You're telling me 100,000 White Walkers didn't see a lone man running?
I'm just saying they killed the little scouting party, and then they start seeing people coming, and they tell Gendry to run.
The Night King can take over ravens as well. Like, they saw
Have we
Gendry.
seen that on TV, though?
We've never seen him
We've never seen him that.
warg.
We've never seen him work.
We've seen him
He
control the
recognized people around him that were being warged or them looking at something or something like that, but never...
This man raises the dead, and you're questioning if he can warg?
Just putting it out there.
Just saying what
They
we've
haven't shown-
seen.
We haven't seen that.
I don't know. Look, all I'm saying...
I'm saying it's possible.
They have shown what Bran's capable of. If he was as capable as Bran is, then he can know things, not future things.
Well, that's the green seer. Jojen was able to... Bran's not a green seer. Jojen was the green seer.
Correct. I agree
And
with
so
you.
the Night King could be a green seer, so he could see things, and he could have seen that she was going to come flying in with a dragon.
Still flimsy as hell.
It's super flimsy, and he even admits it's flimsy. It just connects the most dots.
I wish.
and-
Well, then you just got to show something.
Again, a detail. to
And
give
well,
that
and maybe
plausibility.
that's what's going to happen is like we're going to find out that this was all a master plan. Which even if this was a master plan, I'm going to hate it because.
Yes.
But like that's the only
We're
thing.
going to wait until the dragon shows up, and then
But how
I'm
else
going
were
to hit
you-
one with a spear,
How else are you
and
getting
I'm
around
going
the
to miss
wall?
the second one.
Well, I mean, I didn't say like he was
I mean,
foolproof.
you know, I
like,
just-
it explains why he has the chains.
Oh, no,
But
no.
I still say they would have had a chance to get through the wall with giants. We've seen what the giants can do to the gates. They know they can get in the gate.
But they can't cross the magical barrier. This destroys the magical barrier, and that's a big thing.
Then
The whites can get through, but the Night King and the White Walkers can't, and he can only control them so far.
Again, we're talking about things that are not
Yeah,
shown on the on
Well, it's not.
film.
It's not in the books. It's not shown anywhere. But the theory
So
is,
if you're just a TV viewer, you're like, where do you get this shit from? You
But
know what I mean?
even in the books, it is a rumor or a thought that they can't pass the wall. Remember?
yeah, I mean, well, no, the Children of the Forest said we made this wall with magic properties, so he can't cross it.
I understand, but I'm just like,
So yes, I mean,
the fact that he was able to cross into the cave of the three-eyed raven because Bran was touched by him, eliminating the magic, right? Because Bran was inside.
yeah.
Now that Bran's on that side of the wall, I would think it would mean the same thing. And that they could have used because they've shown us that on the television.
Exactly.
True. So all they had to do was use that. Now, the dragon coming and blowing the wall down is badass. I thought it was super awesome.
Although I don't know how Viserys got all the holes in his wings. Like I didn't like that. It looked more badass.
Another. I was like, okay, he just literally died, and he's already deteriorating where he has 1,000 holes in his wings. And again, he has a giant hole in his rib cage from when he got killed. And so when he's blowing this, is this blue flame or ice?
It's got. I'm looking
blue
at
flame.
Yeah.
Okay, so is this? Or you to say this is hotter than red fire?
I think it's just different fire.
it's the
Well,
same.
blue is hotter than red.
It does have a Godzilla noise to it, though.
Yeah.
It is definitely plasma.
So why does he not have anything come out of his side? Because when he got killed blowing it out,
Yeah.
it came out of his sides. Because that's what part of his death. Another detail. I get it. I totally get it. It's just like when you saw the polar bear and you saw half its rib cage was exposed.
Rule of cool.
You know,
Rule of cool.
I'm just sorry. That shit bothers me.
Rule of cool.
And
Yeah,
not only
that's
that,
all I got.
this wall. How thick do you think this thing is?
I would think it's like.
I mean, it looks like a football field thick.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's 700 feet tall. So
you see
I
them
mean,
when they're walking on it. You see when
At
they
the
walk
peak of it.
between it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, okay. Well, what I'm saying
Think
is,
about that long canal they go through
Yeah,
through the
I'm
bottom
saying-
gate. That Joker is long in depth.
agreed.
You mean to tell me this thing?
Well, they have
just
meat lockers. Like they
blowing
have
through it?
like a meat locker like deep inside this wall, so it's definitely thick at the base.
Well, the tunnel alone tells you it's like at minimum like 100 feet.
right. So are we saying that this dragon's flame, in less than 30 seconds, is blowing holes through it and taking it out?
I mean, I'm gonna call okay, I guess.
I'm gonna call rule cool. Like, I mean, I hate it.
Yeah, exactly. I hate it.
But
I mean,
as
I
long
think
as
the
it's-
dragon
but it's
shooting
collapsing on
flames
top
was
of itself.
awesome.
The bigger problem is, it's Tower 7 all of a sudden. It just falls into itself and it's a flat pavement that they're walking
I mean,
across.
they literally didn't even walk over elevated ground.
No,
when it came out.
This was cleaned out like a
Yeah.
nice crew came through and removed all the rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the caterpillar or the bulldozers moving anything before they got
Well,
there.
there was
cool to
that
see.
white truck like on the top of the thing.
Yeah, the white truck that was spotted. Yeah.
right. That Toyota, yeah, it really moved a lot of that ice.
But yeah, show the giants like pushing aside big rocks or something so they can make a clearer path.
They're
No
bobbing
path.
and weaving through that thing.
No path cleared. It's just a nice road that's open there. They, like I said, it's almost like we ran out of time.
I know
That's
it,
what it feels like.
and that's what pissed me off, man. I so wanted them to give us a little bit of a battle, give us some kind of defense. To me, they're like
There's no defense.
they're like, holy shit, and then within literally 30 seconds, they're blowing holes through the thing, and it's gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon as you see a dead dragon flying at you, like the fact that no one even thought, like, hey, this guy raises a dead army. Is there any way he brings a dragon back? Like, that should have been in somebody's thought process.
Well, you didn't think anybody could swim, and you sure didn't think there was Home Depot on the
Well,
other side of the mountain that had to change to pull it
you
up.
know,
Shit, Home Depot.
There was-
fucking shipyard. Some monster chains.
Yeah.
well, we're not saying anyone swam. There were some dead whites already down there.
Yeah, just throw those
Hook
chains
that
on there.
bitch up. That's right. Yeah.
Hey!
Exactly. Exactly.
Just run a tube down there.
All right.
Hey, man.
Yeah. All right. So before we start getting into the after thoughts and previews, there is this big theory that is this is helping connect the overall theory that Bran is the Night King.
No.
Okay. Which I'm sorry.
I
I
will
get it.
never
They dress
subscribe to that
alike.
theory.
I just don't see it. But anyway, they said that if you watch the scene where all the whites and the White Walkers
It's,
pass there,
yeah.
it looks like the head shape of a direwolf.
But, I mean,
It creates the head shape.
It's
in
thought
dots.
that the Night King is a Stark.
Right. It's supposedly he was an original Stark, and this is somehow they created the formation of the direwolf's head off the logo. Their flag.
That's flimsy internet.
It's awful.
And I did not see this. Don't care to see.
No.
No, I'm talking about
It's like a still
You have to
image.
take the image and twist it, lean it, and be
That
drunk
looks
to put it together.
about 50 feet at 50 miles an hour. 50-50 shot.
It's like Quagmire's fourth hole. It's got to be in the right light and everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now,
It's just people have too much damn
The
talent.
Night King and the Bran thing, it is weird that they dress so much alike. They have that kind of collar piece that
Yeah.
looks a
Right.
lot alike.
Well, they also have their coat comes down cape like a little bit to their knees.
Right.
And,
Bran was named after Brandon the Builder, who built the wall, supposedly.
But it's not suggested that that's the Night King.
But no, there's another Stark that goes beyond the wall, was a Night's Watch guy.
Yep.
Who falls in love.
I think it was the 13th Night Commander.
Something like that.
Or Lord Commander.
Yeah, he falls in love
with a witch or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was.
Anyway, somebody who takes him beyond the wall and he becomes the Night King. That's the idea. But then we've seen the thing where the Children of the Forest stab him and create it.
Yeah, and does that actor look anything like Bran? He
like
had reddish orange hair. He looked more like a wildling.
Well,
he did.
So the thing is, that guy has been recast.
Yes, but the one that they show get the thing through his heart is the guy who's current.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
the
We
one
have no
that was
indication
before
that the Night
him
King
was
has
a
died.
different actor.
Okay, I thought it was more recent that they
No,
changed
they didn't
it.
actually show the creation of the Night King until after they recast the original guy.
Okay, that's fine.
In which I like the original guy better. The new guy doesn't look near as wicked as the old one.
Well, no, the makeup on the new guy is way better than the old makeup.
But I still say the other guy looked better.
Maybe so, but the new makeup is... You should go back and see it. Wowzers. It has gotten way better.
Yeah, it went from like Atari to Xbox One.
Yeah, trust me. When you see the original White Walkers makeup and stuff like that, nowhere near as good as it is now.
I'm only talking about Night King.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm only talking about Night King. All right, so you see the dead marching and credits.
Yep.
Okay.
Chills.
Yeah. Well, I was still angry because you know.
No, I was stoked. I let it go
Yeah.
pretty fast.
I was like, man, the
prompt.
CGI on this blue fire is phenomenal.
Oh no, no money left on the table.
No.
They're in the cup holder looking for the change.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to get gas home, guys.
Like it was like the original fire, like Drogon, that's Jorah, and then the new one is Jon, and then poor Danny.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay, so predictions. Let's talk about it.
Okay, well, let's talk about this. Who is the first battle?
I don't.
The White Walkers or Cersei?
It's got to be White Walkers.
That's what I'm saying. They've lined up what's supposed to be the big war to be the first war before the second.
Well, it doesn't have to necessarily finish. Like the White Walkers could end up winning the battle in the north, and then we have to sink south, and then that's when we end up fighting Cersei, and then we have another battle to get back to the Night's King.
I think it's like a fallback.
Yeah,
type
like
of
a
thing.
retreat. Like
Considering the pace of the Whites and White Walkers, I don't think we're in battle with them until the second episode.
Now, like that, we have a full on. There's no reason for us to hold back our speed.
Yeah, no, there's no slowing down now. There shouldn't be.
They had no way to cross the wall.
Matter of fact, they ought to start showing the Mormonts.
Yeah.
Well,
no, the Mormonts are back. It's the
Red John or whatever his name was. Umbers.
The Umbers and Karstarks.
Umbers and Karstarks. They ought to show their households get just
decimated.
ravaged.
Yeah, and then they're going to be
so
like...
that was your alert to everyone else. And then it creates the urgency. And then we're going to have scenes with Tormund and Beric.
Well, I mean, I think Bran's automatically just going to be... I could start with just Ravens, and then Bran being like, yo, guys, we're fucked.
You know, that kind of situation. And then you're going to have the whole, we got here to White Harbor. Then we're going to have an episode of whether or not they're going to tell him about his parentage.
Well, no, you got to... They even... So I have a question. Do Bran and Sam even tell Jon his parentage if they see him coming in with Dany holding hands and stuff?
First off, they ain't coming in holding hands and stuff, I don't think.
We don't know.
No, I think they're not going to establish that they're a couple.
Like, if it's established that they're a couple coming off the boat,
that's not going to happen. It's going to be an internal turmoil. People closest to them are going to know, and then when it becomes known to them, they're going to have to make the decision of how they're going to proceed further, and that's what's going to be the struggle, and whether or not it comes out. Because if he comes out and saying, "By the way, I'm a Targaryen," because he finds out, then I think he loses a lot of his cred to a lot of his people. The only thing that would help him would be Sansa saying he's still Jon, he's still But
my big internal struggle is, does Dany still accept Jon because he's the rightful heir now?
Right. My question is,
Jon doesn't want it.
Do you think Jon makes it back to Winterfell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all think he's going to make it to Winterfell?
Absolutely.
With Dany?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I have a feeling that he won't make it back to Winterfell. That it'll already be being taken over, and then they meet Jon in the middle, kind of. That's what I think. Because I mean, they should be able to just run through the north.
I think about the time he gets to Winterfell and they realize what's going on, they're not going to have enough time to concern themselves because the dead is arriving.
Right. I'm just saying, like,
why meet him out in the battle when you can still have high? Like, I mean, you still take as much strategic advantage as you can, especially when you can make dragonglass arrowheads and all of that stuff.
No, I agree.
Like, I don't see the point of going out and meeting him in battle.
But they're gonna you have to kill the dragon immediately.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we're going to necessarily see him pull out their dragon right out the bat.
I think.
I don't think you
can. Can you get a raven from Eastwatch?
Oh
no, probably not. But Bran should see it. Bran should know what's happened.
See, that's another thing. If he does it and doesn't say anything, is there someone then?
Well, we at least know that we've shown Bran is constantly checking on the dead.
Yeah.
And seeing where they are.
Right.
So we at least seen that.
I
don't know. What I'm just saying, it is extremely surprising to me that the way they've set this up to where it does look like the Cersei fight is the final fight.
With what's left.
Yeah.
You
And
know
it
what
very
I'm
well
saying?
because she made a great speech. Like, look, one of them's going to kill each other, and then we win, or we die. There's no reason for us to expedite our death by going and marching with them.
Let me ask this question: do you defeat the Night King in battle, or do you defeat him another way?
I don't think there's any other way. We've never seen him talk.
Here, this thought just popped in my mind, and tell me if I'm wrong. The whole army just passed the wall.
Yeah.
Is there something back home that's important that can make a difference? Is there something beyond the wall that they're past and gone? That, like, you remember that place where he creates he makes
Turns the
wall,
babies.
turns the baby like that, and so on. Is there something back there that could be useful to the battle ahead?
Not that we know of.
I mean, I didn't know if there's something book-wise or something that...
Well, definitely not in the book. I
Okay.
can tell you that.
Well, I mean, I know they
scene
got
with
these chains back there, but I didn't know if there was anything else back
That
there.
Well, I
scene
mean,
with
that-
the baby is not even in the book.
Yeah.
That's
Like
beyond the book.
The
That's
creation of White Walkers, that's not in the book.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm getting at. I just didn't know if that was if there's another element, because you got to imagine Tormund and Beric, the war just passed them.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing.
But what
Tormund and Beric, how are they getting back?
I'm going north. Like, I'm going back beyond the wall. Like,
I mean, Tormund and Beric, how are they going to come back?
So I mean, that's one thing I'm curious about. I mean, be honest with you, I really don't know.
I'm excited
how
to
this
see
going to
what
go.
they
I
do.
think I'm going to tell you this. Do you think they even get a battle with Cersei, or do you think Cersei dies at the hand of Valakor before we even get to this? I mean, like the order.
No, because I think Jaime is going to fulfill his oath and try to make it to Jon, and Tyrion's already with Jon. So that's the Valonqar. That's who I think would be the one to kill her. But
with
if it's another little brother, which could be the Hound, the little brother to Gregor, could be
Euron Greyjoy.
Bran. It could be.
Well, Bran's not killing anybody.
I understand what you're
Outside the
saying,
Night
but I'm
King.
just like,
Yeah. I mean, John's a little brother.
Well, Bran could warg into somebody and go choke her.
Yeah, that's such.
That doesn't have much payoff.
yeah. Little brother wise, though, I mean, there's a few I think that are.
Well, I mean, John, like you said.
Come on,
Hound.
people. We know it's got to be a Lannister.
It doesn't have to be. Like, I mean, at this
I think
point,
people would be pissed if she gets choked by somebody other than a Lannister.
I mean, that's okay.
It
Like,
could be Theon. He is the little brother,
Oh my god.
which would be awful. I'm not lying. When I'm
All right,
saying
give me
that.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Give
I'm
me that
sorry.
golden fist.
Oh God, if Nutless and Hollow Crotch goes up there and chokes her to death, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think it has to be Jaime. That's who I think is the best candidate, but he has to get to her. And my thing is, it would be wicked awesome, though, is like they win the war in the north, you know what I mean? Whatever's left, right? Coming south. And just like before with Stannis and stuff, she locks herself in that room with all the women and things like that.
I don't think she's ever going to lock herself in a room again.
I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, remember when
Yeah,
Tommen...
I know what you're talking about. and
she's there with
everything.
Tommen,
She's getting ready
almost
to give him the
poisons
poison to him.
Tommen and stuff like that. You know
I
what
mean, it's at his lips, and then she sees
Yeah.
his Tywin. It's like,
Just
oh,
like,
I was never going to do that.
Swat that out. But instead of coming through the throne door, it's Jaime alone, and just comes up there and
But the mountain would
chokes
be
shut
there.
her. No, we gotta have the game bowl before that.
You think that's the only way we get the mountain away from him? Is
Oh
the
yeah,
Rainbow?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There is just so many variables of how this can go.
And I mean, that's why I'm excited at the possibility of 1.5 hour episodes from here on out.
If they are, has they said that?
It's not confirmed. It was something that was said that they were considering.
Yeah, anywhere from 80 to 120 minutes.
That's fine with me. I mean, you need it. I hate that it's 6 episodes, but
I mean, that also pushes the real possibility that we're not going to see this until 2019.
All right. Do y'all agree that we're going to have a large mass of our main characters die in this?
Yes.
oh yeah,
George
definitely.
R.R. Martin said this is not going to be a happy ending.
No, he said nothing ever is a happy
And
ending.
that's why,
his thing.
yeah, that's why I've been so upset with the show this season, is because there's been too many people left alive.
So if we were going down big characters, you want to tell me if they die or not?
Oh, just great. Go ahead. I'll tell you. Dead.
Let's go this route. Who lives?
Who lives? That's my thing. All right. So
Arya,
All right, does John or Danny or both?
Only one. Tragically.
Yeah, put that pipe in your smoking. I'm telling you.
And I'm leaning towards John because I think Danny gets pregnant, and I don't think that the heir lives.
but I'm saying I don't understand what's up with John yet. John is a zombie.
Exactly.
Barrick is a zombie. You know what I mean? Like they're Walking Dead for real.
Mm-hmm.
And the comment, you know what I mean, that started this whole thing will pass. And Magic is supposed to then once again leave Westeros, Essos, everywhere, you know, leave the world. So it's like, I'm wondering
Well, I
if...
mean, they could have just brought it back and let it stay there. I mean, dragons didn't only live when this comet was there, so...
No, but fertilizing an egg from nothing happened. You know what I'm saying?
To me,
and
I don't
death
see
paid
John
for it
making
and
it.
fire and all that.
Right.
So, I mean...
I don't see John making it. I see Danny making it and the heir being the future.
That's too happy, man. Like, to me... like
I think if John dies a
heroic death.
and saves
that's a happy ending.
you can say that, but there's a lot of people who would be pissed.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so tough. I mean, there's certain people I'm like guaranteed dead for sure. I mean, your boy Jorah, dead.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Tormund.
Bran,
dead.
I think Bran has to live, and he has to go beyond the wall.
Well, I mean, we're not going to need anything beyond the wall if the Night King dies.
Bran can't be around people.
Oh, no.
Bran has to go away.
Yeah, he's going to live in a tree.
Bran's going to be a tree.
So, I mean, there's a chance just Bran dies.
I don't think Bran dies.
I mean, I don't think so, but I mean, like, he doesn't, like you say, he doesn't fit in society.
Sansa, Arya.
I think they're alive.
I don't
think
know,
they
man.
live.
Starks have a rough track record.
That's the thing. The Starks so many have already died. It's like, I feel like some of them live. I honestly think Sansa gets Winterfell. Like, that will be her future.
I think Sansa dies.
I think Arya goes out on her own. And, like...
Okay.
You know what, though? I think Arya would stay to protect Sansa now.
Yeah.
You know, I think that will be a thing. But I also think that Arya's got dues to pay.
Right.
She left the Faceless Men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't do that.
That doesn't just happen.
So somebody's coming for. I think Jack and Agar.
You think
Possibly.
you Jack can say, all men die, and your debt has got to be paid, and
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden Jaqen just shows up
Yeah.
and offs Arya.
That'd be a pretty cool way to go.
I mean, that's the way she would have to die. I
Yeah.
would think.
right.
You know, it's just the rules. You know what I mean? It's like the way it has to be.
What about Tyrion?
I think Tyrion lives. I think you see, like, literally Tyrion's ending is him getting Casterly Rock.
Like a mess. Like, not Casterly Rock, just what used to be Casterly Rock.
Yeah, no people there.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean,
Grey
it's
Worm, Missandei.
Dead.
dead. Grey Worm dead for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Missandei. I
Dead.
see Missandei living, just because.
Yeah.
If Dany lives, I say Missandei lives.
Okay. Davos.
Lives.
Oof.
I don't see any point in killing him at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. They foreshadowed it some, so I don't know.
Davos, I think, has to kill Melisandre.
All right. What about Varys?
Varys has already been told.
Yeah,
you
he's
have to
dead.
come back to die.
Well, Varys is dead.
Yeah. Varys is part of magic too.
Do we
kind of, in a
get-
way.
Do we get Varys' complete backstory? Like, do we get a flashback for him?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But we know he's like prophesied now.
Jamie.
I could see him dying a heroic death, or I could see.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, this is so hard. I'm not really.
Unfortunately, I think Jamie has to die too. I mean,
the Hound.
Or it would be pretty badass to see Jamie and Tyrion go take back Castle Rock. Just them two. You know what I mean? The last of the Lannisters, them two. That'd be pretty sweet. The Hound?
Yes.
I'm hoping, my biggest hope is that the Hound lives and him and Arya go like the road show that we always wanted. You know what I mean? Brienne? Brienne?
Well, did we get a Brienne love triangle? Did we get a Tormund, Jamie?
No.
No? Okay.
Unless you want to see her throw up in her mouth. No.
Brienne, though? I mean, that's a tough one, too. I mean, for her to live.
I think she might die protecting Sansa and the girls, being a part of that.
Possibly. That's a good way to go.
She's at Winterfell and she
death.
keeps her oath. She's always considered her a failure, and that if she were able to do that, that would be a reward for her.
Gendry.
I mean, I see him and Arya getting together. Like, that's why I think Sansa dies, is she becomes the Lady of Winterfell, and then the original Stark-Baratheon alliance is held up between those two.
I don't see Arya with any other.
But that's why it's fitting for her.
There is a theory out there that Gendry is the one on the throne at the end.
Well, I mean, the theory is Cersei's son.
Yeah.
Well, Cersei and Robert's son.
I just know he's Robert's son, and I see she would hate being a lady more than anything, but she would suck it up for the Stark name.
It wouldn't surprise me if she was made Lord Commander of the White Cloaks. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay.
Never marry, take Jamie's old position, that type of deal. Because it's I have no desire for any men, but I've always wanted to be a knight.
But she does like Gendry. And so that's why I think that there's an opportunity.
She maybe liked Gendry before she became an assassin. Terminator.
But I mean, he could bring that back out.
T-800.
I don't think she'll ever be truly happy in any situation. But I think that perceived lady life that every woman would want pushed onto her, and her just being that's not me and everything, and being forced into it because she cares about Stark name. That's been proven. She cares about Stark name more than anything.
All right, Theon, Yara,
dead. I don't even want to see him.
I have a feeling that Yara's gonna have her tongue cut out already by the time he sees her.
Ooh,
that would be cool.
I would.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
So I'm pretty sure Yara's dead. Just being heroic in some form or fashion.
Yeah,
I think Theon has to live in a way, just because
it's fitting.
It's fitting that he has to live with all the decisions in his life and
just being Reek at any possible moment.
But they both could go toast, like I said, sacrificing themselves to wipe out the boats.
Good, yeah. You basically end the Greyjoy altogether.
Yeah, all of it.
Tripod?
I don't think he's hardly a character.
Oh, he's a character.
I think Pod dies, and it's super sad. I think it'll be.
You think he dies
sad.
saving Tyrion again, or
they have been showing and training him and stuff like that.
It
wouldn't surprise me if he gives up his life to save Brienne.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Just to finally show, thank you for everything you've done.
She's just about getting overtaken because
and then
too
she
many.
Immediately dies right after.
Oh, that'd be tough. That'd be terrible.
No, Pod.
But for her to see him and be proud of him, you know what I mean, as he dies.
How brutal would it be? He takes his sword through the back for her, and then he watches her head get chopped off and be like, well.
Who is this? Is this watching Predator or something?
Darkness over here.
Yeah, that's like a George R. R. Martin scene right there. Yes, I sacrificed my. Oh,
Jesus.
Well. Glad I survived to see that.
So proud.
And then he never falls. He just stays tripoded up, and it's oh, there we go.
Oh, God. All right.
But, I think we hit
rigor mortis has set in.
I think we hit all the characters and
stuff.
Have a good
I think we all agree it's not going to be a pretty ending.
No.
Qyburn? Varys kills Qyburn, right?
I don't think Qyburn dies. I think he just turns it. I think he willingly becomes a White Walker.
Take me. Take me.
Raise me from the dead. Oh man,
You've stunned me with your question before of is the dead first or Cersei first, and I think when we find that answer, that's what's going to make this whole thing very, very interesting.
I mean, you want to talk about George R. R. Martin ending? It would be the North loses.
Oh, 100%. That's why I think the retreat possibility into like a Cersei.
You just see Cersei on the wall, and you just see like 2 flying dead dragons, and Jon just like walking, King of the North. You know what I mean?
The Conor McGregor walk like the.
He's got this rubber arms going. That would be the real crazy ending. But we'll see. I guess. I mean,
I'm excited.
I mean, let's put it this way. You know, if Jaime's there or whatever like that with Cersei, and you could look at him like, you know, it's your fault. We have failed. We are where we are because of you, and it chokes the life out of her. You know,
or White Walker Jaime, or like White Jaime kills her is how he strangles her. Like I just don't see how he can kill her alive. Like I don't know. Like that's gonna be mind blowing.
I mean, if they take King's Landing, I mean, literally the same way he went up to the Queen of Thorns.
That's still just
walks up there and has
what if
a
he
chat.
What if he gives her the Strangler?
Strangler, the poison, yeah, same thing that Joffrey got.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So that'd be kind of same concept, you
Yeah.
know.
right?
Nice little twist on it.
Dude, could you imagine watching her as an actress
Turn blue,
purple, and
oh my god, it would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
And so, like the final, does George R. R. Martin's 6th book come out before the 8th season?
Probably not.
No chance.
Probably not. He says he's close, but probably not.
He's been close for 3 years.
Whatever.
Probably just like
I can't
his wife.
be concerned.
yeah, no,
At this point, I just can't be concerned.
yeah,
No.
that's how she wrote.
Well, all right, guys.
All right, so what did y'all think? You know, we really appreciate a lot of the comments we got, the emails and everything else we got from last week. We had a lot of good conversation, a lot of questions, a lot of people giving me a hard time because I was like, meh. But
Yeah,
what do y'all think?
So vague out there. You're like, meh.
Yeah, well, I was.
I mean, no, I understand why you did it and everything.
But don't hesitate. I know the season's kind of over, and yes, it is potential that we have 2 years, 2019, before we have another one, which is another nightmare of mine. But what did y'all think? What did y'all predict? We'd love to, talk about that a little bit. Be happy to hit you on social media. Don't hesitate on that, guys. And, if you enjoyed the season and you enjoyed listening to our pod this whole year, let us know. It would be a really, really nice of you guys if you had a minute to hit us a review on iTunes or something like that. We're going to gear up for next season when it happens and be there right there for it. So, but other than that, guys, it's been a hell of a ride for this season, and we'll just look forward to next time. So this is BleedTV, and I'm Zack.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Cash.
We'll see y'all in hopefully less than 2 years.